go record and we'll go stream. There we go. Professional streamer. It should be live once again, hopefully. Whoops. It'll probably come back. I what, sorry? Heck yeah. I like having this open on. There we go. Put this embed, and I gotta ping Muffins, so Muffins asked for one. I can rest easy. My notes open. Just trying to make sure they're opening on this monitor so we don't spoil anything. Yeah, great. At least I mean Iriv. There's been fierce competition in the first message space. If you don't want pings, by the way, feel free to let me know. I feel like I remember you mentioning last week that on Tuesdays at least you did. So my bad if that's incorrect, but I had that written down somewhere next to some of my notes. Right. Left off in Mauville. We just got and checked out our Sacrilege before we bailed to go see Michael do his legendary fight. Very cool. I won't spoil it if anybody ends up watching the VOD. Please go watch Michael's VOD. It did occur to me after I stopped streaming that I never got the Pikachu. And I think I've had even farther thoughts about this Pikachu, despite people telling me I'm thinking way too much about what is functionally going to be my static mon. And that is, I think I'm just going to wait until either I need a static mon for an electric encounter that I'm trying for, or I need the Pikachu for a double, to like bait a poison move, or to bait a fighting move, or a ground move, depending on which Pikachu I want. And the reason I say that is when I was doing the fight routing and whatnot, and I hit Tori and Tia, a problematic thing, as I'm sure all of you guys are aware for doubles, I'm new to doing doubles prep in this kind of environment, is how clutch it is to have a mon that baits one-shots. And I think having the Pikachu's typing, be able to choose immunities, and also choose what it's going to be baiting, might be really nice. So there might be like a fight that I get to like right before Norman or whatever, just making something up, that would benefit from having a specific set of Pikachu immunity plus weakness to bait. And I don't need it for now, so I think I'm gonna just sit there. If I need it for it to try to pull a specific encounter, I'll grab it. If it looks like it would help a double plan, I'll grab it. Otherwise, I'm probably not gonna bother. Or not gonna bother ever, but I'm gonna hold off on it for now. So the start of stream today, I have planned out. There are 4 fights between Mauville and Fallarbor. There's this optional for Focus Sash, which is really sweet. Punching Glove Clicking Shoe is probably not as good, but Focus Sash is really sweet. I forgot that this was on this route when I was going through the ones today. I just was doing the mandatories. So I'm not using a Focus Sash right now. I expect this is going to be one that I try to plan in the not too distant future. Same with Fantina. We're skipping Fantina for now. I'd like to try to get a strong Sucker Punch user for this, which I'm expecting to be Mega Mawile when we get there. Not in a great rush again until we find one of these TMs that we need, or until post Flannery when we want the Gengarite. So the plan for today is to start with Dawn, and then do Trent, Madeline, and the Tori Tia double to get to Fallarbor. And once we've successfully made it to Fallarbor, if we do, that guy doesn't have Focus Sash, blame Cap. He doesn't even give you a Focus Sash? Holy heck. We may not. We may skip this guy entirely. In that case, great, great suggestion. The free fake out Reezer is also the reason that he might come along again, depending on that perfect storm of typing and whatnot. I did throw Pikachu into the calc for Toritia, and that guy dies to a stiff breeze. And while Lightning Rod is like nice for the Raichu, his typing doesn't do anything uniquely otherwise. So, and I don't need the fake out for it, so we're just gonna leave him for now. But we're not gonna burn an egg in Mauville. I'm gonna keep it for Pikachu when I have a better idea which one I need. Assuming we get through all of these, I'm not sure whether it'll be looking for the snow route. Probably is my guess, especially if this guy doesn't even give me items that I want, and I am planning on doing Fantina later. So there's the pitch to start. We're gonna be starting with Dawn. Pull up Dawn's team has a Chandelure on it. There we go. So I'm gonna do preps for Dawn, and then we will go tackle Dawn. Is the initial plan. Wake is focus, Sash. Okay, so we may just skip the black belt entirely because I've already got my encounter from the route anyway. It doesn't feel like there'd be a lot of point. Okay, so notes say we're bringing Meganium, Ceruledge, Corviknight, Clodsire. Not bringing Floatzel. We are bringing Golisopod. Not bringing Dugong, I don't think. Oh, we are bringing Dugong. We're not bringing Lantern. How we doing? Not sure how much you've been caught up recently. And the last stream we beat Watson and finished the Beach House. And picked up our Mawile, which is super sick. So we're starting today off with the Dawn 111 rival fight. And we'll be trying to go from there to Fallarbor today is the plan. I wiped to double Omni-Boosted Roserade. Oh, shit. Was it, what Omni-Boosting move does Roserade even have? Is it, like, Ominous Wind for coverage or something? That's a rough way to go. That's so unlikely. I guess it is just the Ominous Wind. Oh, it has both and Technician? That's brutal. That's hard to deal with. Unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear that. Actually, let me make sure while I see your name in chat that I think I gave you a follow earlier today, but I'm trying to have everybody on follow so that when I like hop on after work is done at the end of the day, I can just see whoever's online without having to check the Discord. There we go. I did. Okay, great. End of a work day. Yeah, I'm working very hard today. Today I worked very hard on planning lines among not a whole lot else. So Meganium's got to be modest. Corv is impish. Peanut is careful, not adamant. This was the first one I calced right after breakfast, so may not entirely remember what the details of these are. What is Corv trying to switch in on that it wants? To be careful. Oh, I see. That's adamant. Nope. So, modest, careful Corv, adamant Golisopod. Oh, the Golisopod wanted to be careful. Dang it. Why is that the case? Past self. What did you see? The Corv is supposed to be impish. We'll put that back. Careful is plus Spadef. Interesting. I wonder if my plans just changed halfway through what I was doing. Definitely not impossible. I feel like it might want to be the other defense. May want defense as opposed to Special defense. Plus defense. Yeah, here we go. No, I trust past Baki more than I trust present Baki. We'll go with careful. Whoops is sassy. He is supposed to be sassy. Saraledge is meant to be jolly. And Dugong, I think, is meant to stay sassy. Yep. Okay, so just Saraledge to jolly. Alright, and there's the slowest part done, so we need items. Let's actually put this in the same order that I have them in my notes, so it's a little bit faster for me to do the quick references. Clodsire, Golisopod, Dugong, Corviknight. Ganium needs a citrus rather than the Violate. It also looks like we're gonna get, I think, 3 encounters here. Fiery Path 112 and 113, in addition to the Riolu, which is kind of exciting. Violite, there we go. Saraledge needs a Shadow Tag. Excuse me, a Spell Tag. A Shadow Tag is the ability. Whoops needs a citrus. He probably already has a citrus, yeah. Whoops knows exactly what he's about. Golisopod is silver powder, not Koba berry. Dugong is Chesta, which it probably has already. And Corviknight is also a citrus, which it probably has already. Okay, so there's nature's items. Let's double check moves. And we'll wander up there and do our save. Oh, we definitely have Giga Drain now. We should be grabbing that. And also Dazzling Gleam. This is probably the only instance in the entire run that we're going to see the appearance of non-Triage Meganium, but... And it would be sick if it had Triage here, but unfortunately... Not quite. One more fight. Meganium is going to be coming to 2 of these, which is kind of awesome. I really like Triage Meganium. It was very fun in the casual run. So we have Giga Drain, Draining Kiss, Synthesis, and Dazzling Gleam. Flare Blitz, Willow, Shadow Claw, Shadow Sneak, that's fine. Poison Jab, Yawn, Earthquake, Rock Slide, great. First Impression, Sucker, Rock Slide, Razor Shell. Rest, Cut, Brine, Ice Beam. We're not going to use Cut here, but that's fine. U-Turn, Drill Peck, Pluck, and Steel Wing, that's also fine. Okay, so I believe that is everything. I'll go run over to the Smashable Rocks. And then do our team scroll for legality's sake. I love how aggressive that hop is. Can we avoid this trainer? We nailed it. Alright, we'll save, and I'll get my save uploaded. And then we'll go do... Crap, where did it go? There we are. 44 load. Not this one. And we're looking at... Meganium, Saraledge. We did not check abilities, which is good, because I think this is the wrong ability currently. Clodsire, Golisopod, Dugong, and Corviknight. Yeah, weak armor, definitely the wrong one. Did not have that in all caps in my. I usually try to capitalize things when I have to change abilities, and then everything else is fine. Right? It's still ice scale, still a nerve, still water absorb. Awesome. Let's go do that. Get that flash fire, Mon. Crazy how strong all of the abilities on this thing are. It doesn't take a lot to see why everybody refers to it as like the crutch of the early game Mon. Why it's looking like it may get its positioning may get changed in the hardcore mode. Because this is literally the first fight I could bring it to, and it's gonna be key in it. I think I'm gonna bring it to at least one more. Okay, so we'll put this on flash fire to match, and do our team scroll for legality checking. Not even just early game. Yeah, I can just the immunities, or like giving it an air balloon or something, and it's got just a ton of things. It's got super legit stats. I can't believe it gets priority and flash flare blitz rather this early. Spell tag Jolly. Yep. With flash fire. Yeah. Citrus, Sassy, Water Absorb, Clodsire. With Poison Jab, Earthquake Yawn. Golisopod. Careful Witches for something, I'm sure. Chesto, Sassy, Dugong. Impish, Citrus. Pluck is not really needed here, but I couldn't think of anything else I needed more. So it's staying. Alright, and there's the team. Wisp, the Can't Miss Pog. Yeah, I can imagine. You're Fortree and Lucid Muff. Oh, sorry. That side conversation. I forget that it's Wisp never misses. Actually, that's kind of crazy. Because in my head I was like, oh, it's a ghost type. It's got Will-O-Wisp just like Gengar does. I'm sure that'll come up at some point. I think we're as ready as we're gonna be. There's the possibility for Dawn to do a lot of switching on us here. It should be fine, sort of regardless what she does. There are a lot of permutations of how this line goes. I think I have got my moves set up such that I should not be baiting anything I don't want at any of these points, but there are lots of little split junctures. This is one of them. The Lopunny can just hard switch into Chandelure here if she wants to. And the Lopunny can still just hard switch into Chandelure here. Now the Lopunny should be stuck here, assuming that's below half. We've seen Stranger Things happen before. But this can hit 50% rolls, so it should be okay. Getting Discord pings for. Driving home from volleyball will be on ASAP. Nice. We actually do not have Triage yet. I'm very excited to get it. This is the only time we're going to be trying to kill something with Draining Kiss spam pre-Triage. It just happens to be really sweet into Lopunny even without it. It'd be crazy into this fight if it had Triage already, though. Like, the Lopunny would have gone down so easy, I would have ended up at full HP, still would have been great. Soup's just making claims that the Mon is still really good even if it doesn't have Triage, although it will get much better shortly. So this should not be. This should be like a reasonably straightforward play. One that is unsurprising to all of you who've been telling me how great Ceruledge is for a long time here. Double check that we have Flash Fire. We just come in on the Flamethrower. And this is why we are running the Ceruledge set that we are, where we're Jolly to just edge out the speed here, and we're Spell Tag so that our Shadow Claws always kill. Let's just double check that we are still Spell Tag. It's probably too late to change it, but yeah, we did. Trust the double checks. So we always outspeed, we always one-shot with Shadow Claw, and nothing else can come in on this very effectively. So this should be a free Shandy. The other universe is that Lopunny goes hard Chandelure earlier, and then the Chandelure gets one. Like we do the exact same thing. We switch into the Zentat skin. We beat the Chandelier in the same way. Then this baits in Empoleon a little earlier. We end up just doing the line a little out of order, and then hard switching Meganium back in on Lopunny whenever it comes in. The Meganium Lopunny matchup is one of the reasons the starter is so good. We can take any one crit return, and as long as this is not like, if it's the Hazmat odds case that this is coming in later and you get crit high rolled twice off return, it's a little rough, but if the first one is high roll, you'd proc Citrus. So the only thing that gets you is low roll crit return into high roll crit return, and otherwise the Meganium can just solo it at any point in the fight, which is great. This is where things can get a little stally. So I am not going to try to PP stall the AI. The AI might try to PP stall me. And if that occurs, we might be here for a little while. So this is Surf on the Ceruledge, which is a clean switch into Whoops. As we can see at the top here, Whoops has a fantastic matchup into this Empoleon. The problem, of course, is that the Empoleon is packing Roost. So there's a non-zero chance that it just sits here and spams Roost. I'm Florida toxic instead of surfing there, but it's fine. We were always going hard Whoops regardless. Didn't look too much into the details. So I think the plan here, we do out slow, is we try to yawn it. And we have to get it through it the long way. It should not see that it can switch in onto Whoops here, because it'll see that Serena can get 2-shot by Poison Jab, and doesn't always one-shot here. The mid-roll doesn't... The mid-roll is actually, I think, 1 point off. Yeah, it's this 178 is the mid-roll, which doesn't one-shot Clodsire, so it can't go into this. It also can't go into this because we have Rock Slide, and we're super specially tanky. So, now that we've been yawned, we're going to start spamming Earthquakes. It was nice that he didn't go for Surf on that turn 1 there. But anyway, we'll see how much, depending on some rolls, depending on yeah, okay. There's the sleep. So this is at best, if I'm not mistaken, a 3-shot, right? Yeah, at best this is a 3-shot. So depending on when this Empoleon wakes up, we might just have to put it to sleep again and just keep doing this. So this may beg the question, what happens if this doesn't work, and we just end up pivoting to stall him out of Flash Cannons through Ceruledge, through Corviknight. So he Flash Cannons, we go to Corviknight, then he Surfs, we go back to Whoops, and we loop that, and if that's somehow not enough, Dugong also doesn't take any damage from this thing. This would just be the easiest. We get wrecked. He's gonna go right back up near full. And unfortunately, we do have to stop Earthquaking him here to go for the yawn again. This should push me into Citrus range. Good to know with the Spadef falling. I'm going to double check that I'm not dead to crit on his sleep turn here. I can't imagine we are with this much health left. Pokemon teaching Tail Whip. 133 at -1 Spadef and crit Flash Cannon. Yeah, still not even half. This is not a switch that I was expecting. This is still fine, though. I'm not going to give the AI a switch rose point because I'm not, like, caught out for it. This Empoleon stall half of the fight ended up being, we're kind of fine whatever happens, so I'm not super concerned about what does end up happening. It's just a little unfortunate that this Empoleon is going to force some stall. The Noivern matchup is really, really lopsided. Can we not be on... Here we go. As we are especially bulky, we don't even take 20% from things. We can take, I think it's 4 crits? Yeah, 4 crits if it's Boom Burst, 3 crits if it's Aero Blast, and we one-shot with Ice Beam really easily. This is such an interesting, in a sense, Mega Empoleon set, because it poses so little of an actual threat, but oh my goodness, it's going to take 10 years to kill. First. Heck yeah, you are. And we're back into the Empoleon. What are the odds it roosts on my switch to back into Clodsire? Sigh. I was just complaining about how stally this Empoleon set is. So here's an interesting thought, right? How confident we are he surfs here. Because if we're not that confident, we can go, or if we're very confident, we can go through Ceruledge to bait the surf and then top up our whoops, which would be kind of nice. Rest Duga, yeah, this is like look at this. This would be some exciting gameplay. We can sit here and stall out the Empoleon probably just on Dugong if we want, but we need this alive for Noivern still, so not going to. This is probably a Toxic, now that I'm thinking about it. We're just gonna go back to Whoops. Resume the plan with Yawn. I think you might need glasses there. Sad that this is a Flash Cannon. No drop though, so we can still take a crit. $74. Can we still take a crit? Yeah. Yeah, we can. Nope! Back out to Noivern. No respect for the rock slide. I did warn you this fight might take a while. Can we please lose a Hasbat odds roll here? Thank you. Criminies. Think of the stream. So this should beat Serena. Let's see if we can figure out what move it's going for with the Dugong this low, because we did have to switch in an extra time than what I would have liked. So it could be both high jump kick or trop kick. If AI is seeing max rolls, it's probably trop kick, because high jump kick obviously has pretty significant consequences for failure. What we're going to do is pivot through Corviknight, which should drop off the chances of trop kicking to pretty much 0. And then we're going to hard switch Golisopod in on it. We get to one-shot with First Impression. We just can't come in on a trop kick that drops our attack. So we're not going to. And it's a very nice thing that we did. I wonder actually with the ones that the AI has left, if I can do this with just Corviknight. Do I die to crit anything? It doesn't look like it. I guess Drill Peck is still a 2-shot though, so not ideal. But this should not be Trop Kick. So we're going to head into Golisopod. Go for that First Impression 1-shot. This is fine. This is what we expected it to go for on the Corviknight for damage reasons and whatnot. Oh man, gets the crit. So now that we're not worried about forcing Hasbat odds at all on this Empoleon, because it's the last one left, we can kill it with kind of whatever. What is the most effective way to do it, though? Because it's still going to have roosts. So, like, can Meganium sit there and do it? No, it takes too much in the Flash Cannon because Fairy typing. So what is he going to do into this Golisopod? Not a lot of damage. I think we're going to sit here with this Golisopod so that we can get a free switch when he finally pushes me beneath half health. We will be careful that we don't accidentally put ourselves into crit death range, but we gotta get through this man's roost ammunition a little bit, so. Such an aggravating Mon. Oh, he's surfing! Really? Let's see if that's consistent. That's 2. That's gonna proc emergency exit. It did not proc the emergency exit. Let's go top off our boy Whoops. We know we can take 1 crit flash cannon if this is random move, but it looks like... Oh, it is random move! We got baited. So now I do not think we can take another crit flash cannon, which is... It means this section is going to just take hours. Crit flash cannon. 51 at 43, yep. Get ready, these penguins are gaming. Alright. Alright. It certainly looks like that, doesn't it? I think we've seen 2 or 3 roosts. I wasn't counting. I was really hoping we weren't going to get the worst possible penguin stall line, but here we are. So the goal here is we have to get him out of flash cannon. Since we're pretty sure he's out of flash cannon. Free switch. We saw him try to toxic this before. Is there any world he tries to flash cannon Ceruledge? Ceruledge survives any surf crit. That sounds like we're going Ceruledge. Now, the Willow doesn't really do anything here, but it is going to eventually put him into roost range, which is something. This really should be baiting Toxic or Surf, though. But I guess Surf doesn't see a one-shot, so like, why wouldn't it be also Flash Cannon? And again, we can't bring in Clodsire on a Flash Cannon, so I think we're just going to Will-O-Wisp here. For some of that extra damage, start working into Roost. This one was Surf. Okay, the last one was Toxic. We're not risking the Clodsire. It's our main win condition. Had we been counting Toxics anyway. So this is... Now this should be Surf. 65? 49%? Sees highest roll? Okay, perfect. So now we get to go Clodsire. It's going to make this just a little bit easier. 88, I think we're back to the range that we can tank a crit. We can't put him to sleep now, unfortunately, but that's okay. We've long abandoned that plan, I think. We can tank a crit. So, hold on. I'm at 88. Deals 51 damage. We are back in range where we can tank a crit flash cannon. We're going to drop an Earthquake. Brings me to 55. Can we just crit so we can move on with our lives? No. No, we can't. 55. 30% we can tank a crit flash cannon, so we're going to sit here and just keep him low. And this means we should be able to stall him out of roosts. Which again is going to have the side effect of stalling me out of Earthquakes, because this guy is the worst. Yeah, still good into flash cannon crit. So we're gonna burn our remaining Earthquakes, getting rid of his remaining roosts. Unfortunately, the Earthquake rolls, as we can see up here, are only doing about a third, not a half. So the roost is going to out heal this. Burn does help, but there's the flash cannon, so he is out of roosts. Now can we crit so we can move on with our lives? No. Burn damage. No. Okay. Not fight. Not fight. Wrong button. We're gonna go into Corviknight, which again is the other half of my ability to just wait for this stupid thing to die and run out of all of the moves that it can use. Don't show me the sneaky roost. Excellent. So I'm not sure how clean this Dawn looked visually because the Empoleon took so long to die. This is part of why I wanted that Heracross so badly earlier. But rest assured, there was not a whole lot that the Dawn could do there to actually win at any point in the fight. It was just how long is the Empoleon going to make it take. And he chose the longest possible route. I was walking around the mountain up ahead. I heard some rumblings about Aqua fighting with another team called Team Magma. Be careful. We can be careful. Spare items. We get the Roost. This is fantastic. This is going to replace Pluck on Corviknight. I get Scald. I think this is going on like Lantern, probably also Swanna, probably also Dugong, probably Slowbro. Means Starmie's no longer stuck with Water Gun Hydro Pump, which is nice. I don't think anything for now is going to use Flash Cannon. Polygonite D. I would really like hatching a Piplup. I think the water ones that I would like are Primarina and Polion Swampert, probably. Greninja would also be kind of sweet with the Protean. Ability patches, that's the big winner. Two free for the goat. Bit of a slug. This goat's kind of tired after that one, but that's okay. I'm just gonna, while we have it fresh in mind, let's make a couple of team changes. Son of a gun. The really obvious one that we have in the party is putting Roost on Corviknight. Scald on Dugong, and then switching the ability of Meganium. Gonna call it now, Cursed with Gator. Oh, you mean Feraligatr? Oh, yeah, that'd certainly be a mon that sits in the box, wouldn't it? Does it get any redeeming qualities? It doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it. Aqua Jet, that's something, I guess. Superpower is decent. Can't use Dragon Dance. Dragon Dance, this looks perfectly legit in a non-Nuzlocke. I think it's just the stats just aren't really there. Nor is the utility. He was a very good eject button in my run. He does kind of resemble an eject button. So do the Pikachus, if I'm being totally honest, but they at least have the upside of being good for encounters, and Fake Out is all you need. What was I doing? Ability patching the Meganium, because we're going to have this as triage for the rest of the game now. And we were going to put Scald on Dugong, just to save us a little bit of time later, because these things are going to be, I think, sort of inevitable. With D-Dance access, he's solid. I completely believe it. He looks like he'd be really nice in a casual run, because like, even D-Dance Superpower, you're still getting the speed buff, which is sweet. But, you know, D-Dance being banned looks like he makes this look a lot more like an eject button. The D-Dance is even pretty early, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah, 57. This seems sweet. It's just, you know, not so good in this format. Alright, so there's Dawn done. Let's close the notes and pull up our notes for Trent. Oh, but Trent is on 112, and Trent being on 112 means you get to go get our encounter. Let's be maximum careful. I'll crack open Pori map. So Trent is the guy up on the top left, up over here. I checked this earlier, which is why my Pori map is already on this page, because I was looking for where he was. As usual, I'm just going to leave this on the second monitor because I think it's too small to, I think, make for really good visibility on the stream. This guy's name is Travis. He has a Sand Slash lead. And then a Parasect. And then a Toucannon. Nice. Alright. A Potato with D-Dance access is solid, though. You know, you're really not very far off with that statement. The doc showed Sash and the Tyro guy. Yeah, so we'll wait for the Sand Slash, should I? I was kicking around the things that I was gonna do today. The goal is to get to Fallarbor, and I realized that I hadn't accounted for Daisuke here, so maybe we could do that afterwards, because I want the Focus Sash. And then Muffins helpfully told me that the Sash is actually from Wake later, not from this guy, so there's no reason to do it for the Sash. I might still do this if I want one of these items later, but this may be erroneous. I know this sheet isn't public use yet, but something to note. I don't know. I'm happy to write that down and or DM it to Cap or whatever if something more is necessary for it, but great remembering weapons. I already forgot to point this out, but we're going to point that out. Do I even have to switch? I probably should switch. Gaming truly. Oh, indeed we are. I'm gonna have to take tomorrow and Thursday off for raid. So trying to get the back-to-back in here to get a little bit more progress made. And I have learned today that I'm not gonna be away this weekend. It looks like I'll be away the weekend after, which means I may also be able to make some progress like Friday, Saturday, and/or Sunday, which is sweet. The goal for this stream is to get the Fallarbor. All you've missed, Brawl, is the 111 rival fight, which went super smoothly, except Don Zempolion took the most painful possible way out. So it took a number of turns. And we are about to go grab our 112 encounter. So let's see what we should be excited about. I am a big Nummel fan. I saw that it gets Steam Eruption in this hack, which is really cool. You know what? We'll just... This is done. Now let's go look at this, which is really cool. I think this mon's probably bad. It's neat that it baits water moves 4 times effective in doubles. Camera up is cool. Probably sits in my bench because it has 20 speed. Tomorrow afternoon for a long stream. Oh, sweet. That'd be great. I should be able to watch even then. I don't really see much use for the Bellsprout line. And I think this is actually worth thinking about because... Let's get rid of this music. It's kind of repetitive. I have the Executor for Harvest, so like I can favorably pull Bellsprout, and then we can Flash Fire for Nummel Houndour, or we can Magnet Pull for Poniard. So worth considering at least those mons, I think. Though the conclusion, as far as I understand it, seems to be that it's pretty standard to go for Gambit here. He's not good in this split because he's still stuck. As not being Gambit, but it's so good otherwise that it doesn't matter. Does this at least get... It doesn't even really get, like, broken stuff. It's maybe okay for the Sun Root. I don't think it gets anything... Bar Barrage is a little too low power to be good late game. Lunge is okay. Leaf Blade is always nice. I think this is probably... Bisharp... Oh, Violate Bisharp, also super true. And then if we look at Camerupt, I think Camerupt is the coolest, in my entirely subjective opinion. Got them big attacking stats, got them horrible defenses. I don't even know that this is good enough, because they still do... Like, he's still so weak to a bunch of things. I really wanted Magma Armor to prevent crits. I might have legitimately tried for this mon if it did, but it seems to only be Frostbite in this, which is kind of eh. Anger Point not really worth it. The moveset on this guy is amazing, though. Like, he's got great mixed attacking stats. You guys, I mean, his moveset's amazing even in vanilla. Like Rock Slide Eruption, Earth Power, all this good stuff. Then we get Hydro Steam and Steam Eruption, not even that far off, and that's cool for your Fire Ground mon. And the Mega's also fun. But I don't think that is going to beat out the possibility at King Gambit, and the last one was, what, Houndour. And we've seen Iriv Champa Houndoom. The Mega has ridiculous stats. Really, really high speed, really, really high damage. The fact that you can even pull Dark Aura onto the Mega seems crazy to me. I don't think it is as good of a sucker puncher as King Gambit. Which is obviously primarily a physical attacker. It's got that nice bulk. This has the really convenient, like, I'm 4 times weak to fighting for baiting shit in doubles and whatnot too, which is pretty sweet. And the moveset, I think really the things we're most excited about, like, the typing is great, so the coverage is great, inherently, but this being another Sucker Punch user, where our Drapion is not, our Mawile is, but it's not Stab, I think this is the mon to go for. Mega Houndoom was... It looks like it'd be really cool. So I think we're going to try for the Gambit, as I think it's probably as close to objectively correct as you can get. Other things I'd be happy to see are Nummel and Houndour. I think these guys are all fine hits. Steelix is probably okay. We'd like to dodge Farfetch'd, Murkrow, Spearow, Bellsprout. I think. So we're in 112. Let's go grab our Magnet Polmon. Make sure we are still rocking Magnet Pole, and we are. Let's see what we get. We hit the Nummel! Alright, I'm pretty okay with this. I understand Gambit does incredible work for pretty much everybody. A little disappointed in that sense, because it's a proven excellent Mon, and again, that big Sucker Punch. But this Mon is cool. We'll see if we can use it to do anything other than warm the bench. The Numb Pokemon. It is a hardy Pokemon, except if you sneeze on it. Magpul for Nummelpog, heck yeah. We never say no to fun fire types. He's so great. You can probably dig, I had a different username at the time, but you can probably dig around Cerebi forums, if those are still up, from posts that I made in like middle school, high school, in like Gen 4, early Gen 5 competitive play. You could run, we're gonna pull this up, because this stream is about tangents as much as anything else. Let's go way back to Black-White. So this was a legal Mon with Simple in pretty much every format, because it's a fucking Nummel. And if you're running Simple, you don't do this Rest Hawk set. You run Amnesia, Curse, Earthquake. And you get in on you find a team that has no water types left. You get your Nummel in. They're like, lol, it's a Nummel. And you click Amnesia to go to a +4 Spit F, and your Nummel only dies to crits. It's really, really funny. I use this man a lot. How do we honor that? The legacy of the Simple Amnesiac. I am not entirely sure. He looks a bit like a Herman. We'll take it. I'm honestly, like, this Simisear has been kind of disappointing as a fire type for a while. We'll see what Herman manages to accomplish. You know what? I guess we have to do a fight prep after this, so there'll be a bit of a delay. Let's take a look at what Herman looks like. Just outstanding. Half asleep. He's so cute. I love his little feet. Oh man, he's really cute from the back too. It really is, wow. Let's candy him. Oh, I should have checked. Herman can be a lady's name, that's fine. I guess Rufus is also a lady. We're gender neutral with their name on the Pocky stream, it's fine. See, he's got the Amnesia. I would love to run Simple Violate Amnesia Nummel. If that was legal, I would try it, but unfortunately it's not. I'm here now, I definitely didn't fall asleep. I hope you're maximally rested. You're just in time. Oh, look, see, look, we could... Oh, dude, I should have done this in my casual run. The Simple Curse Amnesia Earthquake Nummel. Just outstanding. One of the greatest sets of all time, in my opinion. You just missed 111 Dawn. We got stalled a little bit by an Empoleon, but it went fine. And then you missed a failed Magnet Pull attempt for Pawniard. We have instead caught ourselves a Nummel. Which I'm sure is going to do something. It's going to evolve, that's what it's going to do. I'm not sure how late you get Camera Update. Is that one of the ones in the pile from the Wind Straits? Or do you beat it up off of Maxie at Mount Chimney? I guess we can take a look. I love that cry. I don't know why I love that cry, it just sounds like a badass. And there's Rock Slide, as always. I've used this mon a lot in my, like, childhood runs of the game when I was a kid. Because he's just so cool. And I like that he has Water Pulse printed on the side of him, so you know exactly what you're supposed to do when you see one. Yeah, it's the Wind Straight pile. That was how I interpreted that as a child, was, oh, it looks like he's saying Water Pulse. Oh, he gets Yawn? Nice. Some sweet tech. Even in vanilla Ruby Sapphire, like when Gen 3 mons have crap natural learn sets, this guy is an amazing natural learn set even in Gen 3. Because I guess it's just the typing is that bad. Big brain the camera out, you know? Oh, he gets Eruption now. That's cool. I'm not actually sure if we run it by default. Probably not. And his abilities, I think we're likely going to default this to Magma Armor. Oh, sorry, to Solid Rock. Because Magma, again, this does not do anything for crits in this hack. Solid Rock does. And it always goes to sheer force regardless. So we're going to give him Solid Rock. Give her Solid Rock, excuse me. Already has Solid Rock. We'll just leave it like this for Calx forever. Oh, this is a positive speed nature. That's a little dubious. I'm gonna have to go adjust my, Oh, this sprite is awesome! Camerupt is such a cool Pokemon. You probably hear it in my voice. I'm not really upset that we hit the Camerupt. Oh shit. The other mon, like, Kingambit I think strictly better, but I like this mon a lot. It's a childhood favorite from my days of looping Sapphire all the time. Hopefully he gets to do at least one cool thing in this run. Oh man, do we not have anything for this stupid Whale Lord? Did anybody catch this guy's name? I did not. Let's go click him. This lady's name. Irene. What is this Whale Lord? No. Just water type attacks. That's what I like to see. I have been enjoying Clodsire enormously. This guy comes to a ton of fights. He does perfectly legitimate amounts of damage. He can tank hits for days. He's got nice utility with the Yawn. I really, really like this mon. The Yawn plus Water Absorb plus good coverage, he just feels awesome. Oh no. Can I two-shot this with Earthquake? Sometimes. We'll switch to that approach. Well, actually, Rest forces you to sleep for 2 turns, so we should be fine. Unless he wakes up and rests. Which would be hilarious. I'm Team Quake. I completely understand that. I legitimately would have been equally happy with both. I love Quake as a mon, and his design as well. And I love that early Earthquake. I'm mostly just happy that we got Claude, because I've never used the Clodsire before. And he's cool. Can we tank anything that this does? We can. Can we tank crit head charge? We can tank 1 crit head charge. Okay. He goes for the crit head charge. And now I think we have to go Corviknight. That head charge still doing almost a quarter is really impressive. Like, almost 10 levels lower? Impish steel type? Like, wow. I guess neutral rather than resisted. Oh no, it is resisted. What am I talking about? So next up is the guy blocking Fiery Path, where we're hopefully going to get another fire type. Because the alternative, I was doing. This is another one of the routes that I was looking at earlier. We're looking for Fiery Path is next. And we have no ability to pull for anything directly at all, except we don't want this stunky. Like, we're not, I'm gonna just assume we're not hitting Beg on Dreepy anyway. So if we really, really want to use the Flash Fire Mon so we can reduce our chances to this stunky even farther. Otherwise, you know, we'll get the fire type that we get. Ending up with 3 fire types is fine. I think it'd probably be nice to get one that's a little faster. I guess Simisear's... Ah, son of a... I'm so bad at this, guys. I'm so bad at this. You always hit the 1% pseudo. In my casual run, the first thing I encountered in Fiery Path was a Dreepy. And I didn't know what the mon was, and Ira told me to catch it, and it might be fun to use. So, I think I already hit my 1% encounter for Fiery Path, like, lifetime, so I don't expect it'll happen again. This Carbink into my fire type still does no damage. What is the other mon? A Mouse Hold? That's probably fine. Lava Plume hits everything. Look at the synergies! Shit, wrong tab. I forgot the fault queued up. Yeah, we're gonna. I think it'll be like 0.5% encounter, something like that. Bit sad that nothing died there. Let's just keep. It'd be cool if the Flash Fire stacked. And I could just sit here with my camera up, repeatedly flash firing into the Sarah Ledge. So it looks like this side is going to be Carnivine. I don't know what's behind the Mousehold. Oh, it's Encounter Night for you. Awesome. That's very exciting. That's kind of how I felt when I finally got to Mauville. I was like, God, man. Been a long time coming. I think we're gonna take out the Bramblegast in case it has some weirdness. Just think of this as we're making the run back faster. Ignore the fact that I could have just flown. So prepping for Trent. Trent, we have... In addition to prepping for Trent, we were going to just make Camerupt's... What's Camerupt's base speed? 40. I guess we'll make it modest for now, rather than speed lowering. Just so it shows up reasonably in the calcs. So we're looking for Floatzel. Keeping the Corviknight. Keeping Ceruledge. Picking up Togekiss. Picking up Gyarados. Picking up Slowbro. Floatzel I've still had as Naughty. Corviknight's still Impish. Ceruledge is Jolly. Togi is Modest. That is correct, yeah. Gyarados I have as Adamant. And Slowbro I have as Bold. I think Slowbro is currently Bold still. Okay, so we just need Adamant Gyarados, then we'll do items. So Floatzel is going to be my Mystic Water holder here. Corviknight stays with the citrus it should already have. Cerulege stays with the spell tag it should already have. Togi stays with the sharp beak it was not expecting it to have, but we take those. Gyarados stays with the citrus. Slowbro. I haven't used Slowpoke in a while. And by that I mean I think maybe ever. Or he probably showed up in Roxanne and then just kind of gets outscaled. But Slowbro is going to get a citrus. And we're also going to give him Regenerator now, and he'll probably keep that for the rest of the game. I'm not expecting to first, like, if Slowbro comes in here, it's likely because there was a little too much Switch happiness going on. But if there's too much Switch happiness going on, we want the Regenerator anyway. Nice. Okay, so Otis here wants Aqua Jet. This is going to be the second water gun, like late game water gun clicked of the run, which is funny. Flip turn, fake out, water gun, Aqua Jet. U-turn, Drill Peck, Roost, Steel Wing. Flare Blitz, Willow, Sneak and Claw. Wish, Encore. We want to put Aura Sphere back on Hugs. Ice Fang, Aqua Tail, Crunch, Bulldoze. Yawn, Psybeam, Slack Off, Water Pulse. Okay, so we're going to upgrade Water Pulse to Scald. And get Hugs back, Aura Sphere. And I believe while I'm in the bag here, I also have to get Floatzel to be Technician, yeah. Okay, once over for my sanity, and then we'll do the one for legality. A Naughty Mystic Water, Technician, Flip Turn, Aqua Jet, Fake Out, Water Gun, U-Turn, Drill Peck, Roost, Steel Wing, Unnerve, Citrus, Impish, Jolly, Spell Tag, Flash Fire, Blitz, Willow, Sneak and Claw, Wish, Encore, Air Slash, Aura Sphere, Serene Grace, Modest, Sharp Beak, Adamant, Citrus, with Intimidate, Ice Fang, Aqua Tail, Crunch, Bulldoze, Yawn, Psybeam, Slack Off, Scald, Regenerator, Citrus, and Bolt. Okay, I think we're good. In that case, I actually don't need to do another run through, so I'll do a save, import the save again. Level 44. Clear. Did this do the update? It did, great. And I had the order here as... I always have a hard time finding Floatzel when I'm looking through these groups of mons. I'm not sure why. Cerulege, Togi, Gara, Slowbro. So we can get the AI can get a little switch happy here also. It should never end up nearly as stally as Dawn did. This should be a pretty short fight, I expect. Though the way that we end up going about it can change just a little bit, depending on how switch happy the AI is. Let's try not to get hit by this trainer. Ha! Swiftly dodged. Swiftly dodged. Read through my notes ahead of time. Okay. Dang it, we couldn't quite sneak past. So right off the jump here, let's actually go get Trent. The AI can pivot to Blossom immediately if it wants to. We'll see if that happens. Looks like it does. That's fine. We can hard switch Floatzel in on any crit later. Not super concerned about it. So Blossom, we go hard Ceruledge. We don't care what this does. We one-shot it with Flare Blitz and don't die to any crit. And again, keeping with the whole switch-happy tradition, if the AI wants to, it can also go hard Turtonator here. Yup. That's fine. So, this is, I imagine, not an uncommon line to do on this fight, given that both mons are guaranteed gifts. But this Turtonator has a hard fucking time dealing with Ceruledge and Togekiss on the same team. The only thing he can hit Ceruledge with is Dragon Pulse, which he can't hit Togekiss with. So if I wanted to be really boring, I could just sit here and cycle between these mons until he's out of Dragon Pulses. The plan is to instead just Encore him into Dragon Pulse with Togekiss and hopefully kill him a little bit faster. But, as we saw with Watson, Encored mons also have a chance to switch out 50% of the time. So, one of these has bad odds is, or switch things, there it is. Eventually, we would like to win one of these. Someday for Christmas, perhaps. We do get to break the totally not multi-scale here. The plan for Runerigus is we go through Gyarados. And this is where, hopefully, some of the switch happiness sort of grinds to a bit of a halt. Because the Gyarados... Oh man, it looks like maybe he can go Avalugg. No, he shouldn't be able to go Avalugg, because the Avalugg would come in, take one, take a second one, and can't kill me back, takes another one. The Turtonator doesn't do enough damage to me, and the Blossom sees that I have Ice Fang, so same idea. So this was the longest possible route, but we are finally in a position that the AI has to let me kill something. I definitely forgot to give Gyarados a Rost Berry, which it is supposed to have here. Not sure why my notes say Citrus. I definitely even read this has Will-O-Wisp. I'm planning on doing it with the Gyarados. It's not the end of the world. But this was supposed to have a Rost Berry, so this Willow didn't matter. Oh well. And by the Willow didn't matter, I mean he'd never go for Willow because I have a Rast, but whatever. So now, the AI's switch lines don't work as well anymore. He goes Avalugg. Let's see if he lets me have the Avalugg this time. So he's likely going for Rock Slide into Gyarados. So we have a few options here. The backup plan for Avalugg if Floatzel gets crit on the switch and then he has bad odds is out again. Floatzel can take any crit, but only one. Is Slowbro can also 1v1 this. So this is why Slowbro's here. Slowbro brings in the Runerigus, potentially, and has a harder time with that, but now that that mon's gone, this is fine. We're going to try to do it with Floatzel because it'll make the fight a little bit faster. But if we get has-bad odds again, then, you know, we get has-bad odds again. Shit happens. Who designed this AI? What's the idea? So unnecessary. So the cycle's gonna repeat itself like a Linkin Park song lyric. Gonna go back into Ceruledge. We basically have to win one of these 50-50s at some point, and then Amon's gonna die. And we can end the fight. This is rather egregious has-bad oddsing. Holy shit, dude! Oh, man. So how's everybody's day going? If we do this whole cycle one more time, I am going to stall this guy out of Dragon Pulses because I'm sick of dealing with the switches. We'll see if that's necessary or not. That's 4 Dragon Pulses. He stays in. Does he stay in again? He does. Thank goodness. Thank you for not making me stall you out of Dragon Pulses. Criminies. Do I even need to go back to Ceruledge for this? Looks like no. Sludge Bomb crit poison doesn't kill. So this Avalog having Sturdy, Tuggy is still at full, right? Yeah, can I take a crit Rock Slide? Unfortunately I cannot take a crit Rock Slide, so we are going to have to go into Slowbro and do the backup plan. We've already burned our ability to take a crit Rock Slide on Floatzel. So Slowbro can take 2 crits and get there with Scald. If we really need it, we also have this Corviknight that can also not take any damage and get 1 extra poke in. If need be. This is also the rare mon that Slowbro outspeeds, which I thought was kind of fun. Burn? Burn would be nice. I feel like we've earned a burn after the amount of Hazbat oddsing. Alas. Oh no, we got the burn! Nice. Least necessary burn known to man, but it saves us a turn. Glad we've been able to build some reasonably Hazbat odds proof lines for these, because holy shit. There's some rough back-to-back Hazbat odds. Alrighty. Into Fiery Path, very briefly we go. With our Flash Firemon. The only thing I really don't want to... Oh, no, this doesn't have the Chiyu. I thought this had a Chiyu. We're good. So, pretty happy to see most things. I think it probably... Not as into Litleo or Tauros or Torkoal, because Drought is banned. These mons are obviously great. Growlithe would be amazing. Sizzlipede I've never used before. That'd be cool. Same with these guys. I'd probably not rather the Slugma. We'll see what we get. Alright. Hello, encounters? Sizzlipede. Alrighty. That's kind of interesting. This is another mon I've never used before. Kind of like Orbeetle. He looks a little bit like a slice of bacon, don't you find? Maybe we'll call him Bacon. Use it to generate heat. The yellow sections on its belly get particularly hot. Alright. We should name him P-Meal Bacon. That's Canadian bacon. Oh crap, we missed an L. It's because we don't take any L's. Let's go add an L to this one. I'm not sure if I should be excited about this or not. We'll take a look at... I know this gets the Mega that gets the thing that makes it immune to Rock-type moves. So that's probably really good for baiting. More stuff to bait things is probably more better. I like that he has a little mustache. Sizzlipede. also a flash fire mon. That's cool. White smoke. I don't think this is going to be going into intimidate probably, but flame body also nice. Bug fire. So it's Volcarona stats or Volcarona typing, huh? Is this a physical attacker? Lunge fire lash. Level 28. Okay, this guy's got some stats. Reasonable special defense, pretty good bulk, pretty high attacking stat. Gets X Scissor right away, which is cool. Inferno's not usable. Pounce as an option for Rock Tomb is neat. Fire Lash, this is pretty late Fire Lash. So the fire coverage is not ideal. It's gonna be stuck on Flame Wheel for a long time. Ah, unfortunate the Fire Lash is 45 here. It's possible we actually delay evolving this because we can do it right after. Actually, 45, 53. What does the split look like? This one. It goes from 44 to 47 pre-Flannery. So we could bring this to Flannery if we keep it low with Fire Lash. That's probably the plan. What is the mega for this? I know it. All I know is it's got Mountaineer. Not great speed, really high defense, really high attack, really solid bulk. The lack of a very strong fire type attack seems a little bit unfortunate. Sizzlipede was the fiery path encounter, yes. I'm excited from it from the perspective of Mountaineer baits. That looks cool. Like Flash Fire and Mountaineer in one mon seems neat. Does that seem neat? I've never used this mon before. Very cool. Seems like a bit of a weakness. Oh! Oh, thank you for the raid, Meonwell. Much appreciated. Never heard that noise before. Very cool. For those of you who are arriving, we're halfway to Fallarbor. We got 2 other fights planned. Probably see if we can do a hail battle afterwards. And we just picked up a Sizzlipede sent to Scorch in our Fiery Path encounter. And I think this guy's going to struggle a little bit with not having a good fire-type attack. Is this mon really heavy? Maybe Heat Crash is good. Because it doesn't seem to get anything better than Fire Lash. Flare Blitz is a TM. That's good to know. Just got to Victory Road in Mono Water. Congratulations! That's a huge breakpoint. Fire Fang, not bad. So I think we're going to keep this as a Sizzlipede, so that we have access to Fire Lash for Flannery Split, which we otherwise won't. If we evolve it at level 46, we'll be able to get both Fire Lash and Crunch. Or I guess we get both off of this. Not sure how to feel about this mon, but you know, it is a mon, and it is not one. It's not a Stunky, so it's got a better chance of being used than that would. Looking like Volcanion, Rapid Striker, Shifu, and Senator Seismitoad for E4. Very cool. Let's just chuck like a Meganium on the team or something. Repel back on. And this is then just the top half of 112, right? Yeah, okay. And that's a trainer. Wow, this almost looks like I planned it. This matchup looks amazing. I was looking at what this trainer is. Shayla. Take down Firefang, Endeavor, Echoed Voice. That's kind of amusing. I guess I have to Fire Blitz it down, so that'll take some time, or Flare Blitz it down. That'll take some time, but that's okay. We have time. He is a fun guy, well said. Nice crit. Can you, Aldino not touch me either? Holy crap, we accidentally had the... Nothing on this team can touch Sacrilege. 0%, 0%, 0% across the board. That's hilarious. This is still a normal type? I just gotta not kill myself with Flare Blitz recoil. This one has a lot of health. Do you not know what that... Oh, I got Regenerator. Very nice of it. Surely there's a guitarist here as well. I hope he's avoidable. Let's quickly plug Bryant into this, just in case I do get hit by him. What do we want to have out front? It's a Probo Pass with Sturdy. Probably like a slow bro. Does have Discharge. I think that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, we're gonna be swift. Does he just stay facing that rock? No. Ah, our timing was not good. Left something to be desired. The trainer in Red Red's power plant with Hoopa Unbound? That's nasty. I can imagine being triggered by such a thing. I have not played Red Red, I don't really have intention to. But you are not the first person I've heard feel vaguely traumatized by that game's experience. Should have brought Lantern. So Electro Ball about to do 20%. This is the first thing I've ever Nuzlocked. This is also only the second hack I've ever played. I played Archie's Emerald Slide, which is just vanilla Emerald with every tile on the ground is ice. And this one. Far more of my time is spent in the hack development space rather than the playing space. I like the programming bits. Seems like a safe switch. I have watched some Rad Red, but yeah, I spend most of my time that is like dedicated to Pokemon hacking potential. Working on expansion so that other people can make cool shit like this more easily. And Iriv is great, and his hack obviously uses the AI, which is what I mostly work on a lot. And that community that built up around it has been really, really nice and asked a lot of questions and had a lot of feedback for me and helped a lot with bug testing and whatnot. So we got encouraged to play this, partially because Iriv is great and playing friends hacks is very fun. Most of the hacks that I play, honestly, are doing beta testing stuff for friends at this point. But yeah, I got convinced into doing an actual run of this one. It's been very fun. Fuck a goat. We need a, like, Aang riding a goat or something for you. That would be funny. This is not a real challenge guy, because he's not listed in the docs. But he is doing that random movement, which means I'm 100% going to walk into him. So let's pick a lead. Noctowl. Why don't I have a good lead for this? Can I just Corviknight through the whole team? Yep. We'll do that. We're gonna wait for him to look. We're gonna wait for him to look the other way. And we're gonna boogie. Oh my god. What was that? I got jebaited so hard. Drill Peck is such a cool looking move. I think it has an extra air of mystery to me because basically the only mon that could get it in the Gen 3 games, which are the ones I played most as a kid, and also the Gen 4 games, was Dodrio. And if you weren't using that, you probably weren't getting Drill Peck. I guess it was that or Fearow. And so they felt like, you know, kind of like a unique, almost exclusive move. So I do love when things can learn Drill Peck. I get that it's just like boring ass just does damage. I like the way that it makes a circle. I like the sound that it makes. And I like the air of exclusivity. This guy just used the word behooves. That's kind of excellent. Clear fog out of the air. Yeah, this guy gives defog, I think. Nice. However, secret bases were removed from the game, so I gave you that instead. Oh, it can clear terrain. That's cool. Thank you for adding that to the dialogue box. I would not have known. Right? It is rare and cool. And I'm pretty sure this is where I get the Riolu egg. Oh, and there's also a nurse in here. That's nice. Let's pop them on in the box real fast so we can collect this egg. I don't really want to walk all the way back to here after hatching this Riolu. And I did not plan the next two fights as though I had access to Lucario. So we're going to just leave this in the box, and I will, when I get to Fallarbor, I'll pick up the I'll hop back to Verdant Turf to hatch this one, and I'll hatch one of the starter eggs in Fallarbor. Didn't we, another way to deal with train? Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Is it legal for Hall of Fame runs? Yeah, looks like it. That's cool. Some extra Corviknight utility, because that mon didn't have enough utility to start with. I think now is the time we pull up the Madeline sheet. I might as well get my natures sorted now while I'm right here. Madeline, oh, this was a weird one to prep for. Let's take a quick look at Madeline's team. So this started off as like how I usually go about doing team preps. Is like you start with the first one, you figure out your lead, right? And then you go from there and you figure out how you're dealing with each thing that can come in. And I got to this Heracross and was like, man, nothing can switch in on Mega Heracross clicking random move. And regular Heracross struggles to one-shot cleanly anything that I would already have in, which means it's usually going to be random move, because none of these have good secondary effects. And nothing can take everything that Heracross does and then do anything the turn after. So we threw out the initial line and went with the end point of, okay, I have to have something already standing here that can kill this Heracross immediately, and then rebuild the team backwards from that. So I only have 3 mons listed in my notes. I am hoping this fight should be blazingly fast, and I should only have 3 mons involved. I'll probably bring some like generically fast or beefy cleanup mons in case something dies, because this fight it should be very fast. I think it's like 4 or 5 turns, maybe 6 on the outside, depending on rolls. But there's an enormous amount of damage being flung around, and I would not be horribly surprised if something ends up dying due to something that I have, like, an oversight on my part. So we're going to have some backup mons that can just come in for free and do cleanup, I think. So we only... Looks like we only need Corviknight, Kingler, and Togekiss for this. Team looks nasty. It is super nasty. I think it was Oops, Ultra. Oh, interesting! Seeing the little quirk differences between this and the Hacklet Inspired are always kind of neat. I think Gara is a fine bring. I think Ceruledge is a fine bring. I think we'll probably switch this for Swanna. And that should be fine. So the Corviknight set is going to look exactly like it always has. Impish, Citrus, Unnerve, U-turn, Drill Peck, Roost, Steel Wing. Great. Kingler, it is Adamant, Citrus, Stomping, Aqua Jet, Flip Tune, Rock Tomb. Look at that. We don't even need to change the Kingler. We do have to change Togekiss. So Togekiss keeps the Sharp Beak, but switches to Timid. Wish, Encore, Aura Sphere, Air Slash. Great. So let's make a Timid Togekiss. This is crucially important because it's necessary to, like, Togekiss speed ties with regular Heracross otherwise. On Modest while he's Adamant. And from what I remember from Gen 6, singles play is that Megamons use their pre-Mega speed stat for the turn that they Mega. So outspeeding this is necessary to not just die to Rock Blast. And I think this has a Sharp Beak on it, so let's take the Sharp Beak and just give this something generic, like a Charty maybe. I don't think Charty will help into Rock Blast, to be completely honest with you. But we have to give it another item to make the team legal, so we'll go with Charty. Charty, Spell Tag, Citrus, Sharp Beak, Citrus, Citrus. Okay, so just checking the 3 mons. We, I think, also get an encounter here before we see what... before we have to go fight Madeline. Citrus, Impish... with these moves. Adamant, Flip Turn, Aqua Jet, Stomping Tantrum, Rock Tomb, Shell Armor, Citrus. Timid, Sharp Beak, Serene Grace. Wish, Encore, Aura Sphere, Air Slash. That pre-Mega speed thing, I don't want to get got by, so we're not going to get got by it. Do you know what? I think I'll also do the team scroll now so I don't forget. Or walk into this by accident. You're gonna see a lady who looks like they're the boss lady. She's not, she's an imposter, and you can dodge below her. Okay. Officially on edge. This one does not look like a boss lady. Nice, we got the Raz. Couldn't tell you what Raz even does. But we're gonna get a pile of them. Oh, this lady? Okay, I see, I see. Let's do a little walk. There we go. So this does not have any... 113 does not have any options other than grass. And I don't think it has anything I can bait. This route looks a little bit vaguely low quality overall. I would love to see a Gumi or a Frigibax, obviously. Munchlax would be awesome because I know there's a little bit of a cheekiness you can do with Fantina, where this Cursola can't hit a normal type with Air Balloon. And I don't actually have a normal type, so I don't have a way of cheesing this yet. Not sure I'll get one. Obviously, this is a low percent chance to get one, but normal types are not great, usually. This is a good shot of hitting one. Like, Spinda, Slackoth, and Munchlax would all be good hits for exactly that, that purpose. He doesn't want to bait the Whims. Oh, you can get Whimsicott here. Oh, man, Whimsicott is my second favorite mine. Narrowly edging out Spheal. I have a Whimsicott sitting on my desk in front of me. You called the root of Spidops low quality? Aside from the Spidops, I've also heard that Spinda can be used to destroy the Maxi, or the double before Maxi, and that Michael has some crazy shit with that. So perhaps it's just on paper it doesn't look great. I'd be happy with Snorunt. I think that'd be cool. Any of the normal types would be nice, just so that I have access to that cheese for the Cursola. Frigibax Gumi are pretty sweet. I guess we really should look into whether or not Whimsicott is worth it. Because I do have Harvest, and can try to take advantage of it. Prankster is usually nuts. This route is ass of coping. Right, so this is a stone evolution, so these will all suck. Does it get Prankster Encore? We can't use Cotton Spore. Stun Spore has that mischance, so it functionally doesn't. I don't think we're allowed to use Leech Seed with this mon. Spidops can use Leech Seed. Whimsicott is not. What is Whimsicott allowed to do? Holy heck. So Growth is out. Leech Seed is banned. Stun Spore is misses. Cotton Spore is not allowed. This misses. Charm is banned. Helping Hand, I think, is also banned. Helping Hand is not banned. Okay, so we can Helping Hand. Cotton Guard is banned. Right. Yep. Sunny Day is banned. What is this Whimsicott supposed to click? It was Van Iberon. I guess we have TMs. It can't click Taunt. Like, it can't actually use Prankster for anything. Whimsicott is banned. It looks like he's banned. I guess you get this Egg Move Encore. This is like all it has, right? Is Prankster Encore. And then Memento, because that's the only thing it can do. Oh man, I really love Whimsicott, but I think it's the wrong play here. Feel free to scream at me if that is not correct, but I feel like all of the things that it can do are banned except for Encore, which is late. The costume Pikachu counts as a dupe with normal Pikachu line. I think it does. I remember seeing somebody do that, but I thinking it does is worth a lot more than me. So I guess the other thing that we could harvest for is Tropios. Truthfully, I don't think we want to harvest for either of these. I think I would rather a normal type. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. This is a shockingly good normal type odds. So I think we go in trying to hit a normal type. We're particularly happy with Spinda due to Michael's inspiration. Snorunt would be cool. I think Mega Slaking is supposed to be really stupid later. And then obviously the low chance ones would be good. Can you encounter Manip in Safari? I don't know. I don't think you can bring them on in. Hi, Pucky. Oh, Celia, how's it going? Nice to see you. We did hit a normal type. I'm not sure if this is a good one or not. Probably not. I think this encounter, this route is generally not the greatest. Celia Dawn the Legend. Heck yeah. Those of you who are in the playing hack department rather than making hack department, Celia is working on a fantastic joke hack for Fire Red Leaf Green, which I would super highly recommend checking out if it's released. I don't think it's released yet. Correct me if I'm wrong, Celia. My understanding is that it is still a work in progress, but it is getting to the point that people can start to get excited about it. I'm happy to shill all friends on stream. How hard is Imperium and should I blind lock it? I suspect it's a very hard blind Nuzlocke. I found it an engagingly challenging blind casual run. I'm doing the hardcore Nuzlocke now, and I'm literally spending like an hour plus planning all of these fights. It is a puzzle adventure game. There you go. That is a good way of advertising it. Can I even catch a Stantler? I don't want to check it out in the decks before it has successfully ended up in a ball. If you don't do hardcore rules, maybe it's fine to blind Nuzlocke. I'm not super sure, but I think some of the fights are going to be really difficult if you know nothing going in. Again, I probably I want to say the third Elite Four member. I think I probably died 20 times in my casual run that I was doing it blind. So I imagine doing some Nuzlocking would be very challenging. Don't have access to timer balls, which is kind of unfortunate. Oh. A ban. Ha! I actually got to the ban in time. Nice. They're on run 67 minimum, and maybe they've gotten past Flannery. That sounds about right. Oh, there is a demo out! Yeah, absolutely. I should pin this, so people who randomly come in can go see it. Yeah, if you're into that kind, if you like the idea of escape room hacks and whatnot, this is not an escape room hack, but it is similarly uniquely thinky. Go check it out. It's very entertaining. I feel like Christmas is too obvious a name. Reindeer. Oh, I know what joke we can make. We can call this one Olive. The other reindeer. But Sapsit. Okay, grass immunity. That's actually really nice. And intimidate is nice. And we get a Wordier. Fur coat. Okay, this mod actually seems not too bad. Might be a bit of a bench warmer with the typing. Psy Shield Bash may raise defense. That's cool. He's a physical attacker? No, he's a special attacker. Interesting. One of the rare non-banned stat raising moves. Really? Horn Leech Jump Kick. Okay, this moveset's pretty legit. What is the not banned stat raising move? Calm Mind is banned, surely. Double kick? Very cool. Psy Shield Bash. Oh, I thought most moves that like had a chance of raising your own stat were okay. Maybe this is a mistake on my part. But definitely seems like more of a special attacker anyway. Fur coat is really cool. Alright, I'm pretty happy with that. Let's go get him evolved immediately and check out these follower sprites. I wanted the normal type. I got a normal type. A little disappointed that we can't do whatever the silly spindiness is, but I haven't watched Michael's video yet, so perhaps I would be missing out anyway. But we'll take this. Looks like there's a chance that it'll have some utility, and it'll serve out the purposes we needed to on that one fight. It's 100% to raise defense. Is that a mistake in the dex, or does it just say may even if it is 100% of the time? That's really cool. Even on a special attacker, that sounds pretty worth it. Oh, he looks great from the side. I love his tail. Base game is a chance, okay. Very cute little sprite. That looks like it'd be crazy on a Bronzong, which is kind of fun. It's weird to me that this guy gets such strong physical attacks, and then goes in is a special attacker anyway. Seems a bit odd. Loving that base HP stat, though. This mod seems pretty okay. Especially for what we could have got on this route. I think we got a little unlucky not getting our King Gambit, but otherwise I think our routes have been, nothing has been, or our pulls have been nothing crazy, but nothing horrible. And our box was looking pretty good going into this, so I'm not too worried. Look at all these physical coverage moves. Does it even learn a normal type special attack? Ever? No. Is there a TM for like hyper voice or something? Okay, that works. So we could end up on like hyper voice psychic. I guess it becomes like your standard sort of psychic type attacker with normal learn set coverage. Like wow, kind of it can be like a Starmie that's also a normal type. That can also pivot into all these physical moves if you wanted to. What a wild mon! Olive is the Deer Lord. I'm really excited to see this beard and follower sprite. Wants to learn Lunge. Another physical attacking move. Very interesting. Probably we just jump kick for this. That 5%'s a little spooky. Is Me First banned? Me First is not banned. Okay, that's interesting. Because this is a Me First user. Executes the foe's attack with greater power. That might be some interesting spice. We'll keep it in mind. Oh, he's so cute! He looks so wise and wintry. That's nice. I like this sprite a lot. Really cool. And by cool, I mean completely adorable. Majestic as fuck. I agree. Glad we managed to catch him. The sprite rocks. It really does. It's super good. Followers is such an awesome feature. Okay, so let us double check one more time. We've already done the move scroll for the ones that we have. I might have actually put Gengar into the party that wasn't before, so I guess we'll do it again. So we need this Impish Citrus Corviknight on this set. We need Air Slash on this Togekiss and nothing else. Timid Sharp Beak. Timid again to outspeed base Heracross, so we can outspeed the turn that it megas. Gara is just here, so it doesn't have an illegal item, which is great. This is also just here, doesn't have an illegal item. Citrus, Adamant, Shadowmere, Stunning Tantrum, Aqua Jet, Flip 2, and Rock 2. Okay. And we got the Corviknight lead. So that is not the Evil Trainer. This is an item. Is there a TM down to the right there, or do I not have to go? Let us actually check. If it's just like a consumable item, I won't bother. It looks like it's just a consumable item, so we don't have to do the fight. That makes sense, given the general design of the route layout. Don't go with some nonsense. Okay, there's the TM. This is the Parasol lady here. That's not me just saying, "Hey, lady." I'm pretty sure the trainer class is Parasol lady. And then the double is right afterwards, which is certainly the scariest of all of these fights. I think probably Dawn included. This fight is scary just because of the amount of violence, like how much damage everything is going to deal very quickly. and how quickly the Heracross can just completely run through everything if I fuck up my line. So we are starting with the plan to just drill peck this to death. You should not see that he has good switch-ins into this. I should probably import the save that I just made. That might be good. This guy, Togi, and Kingler. So nothing can switch in on Corviknight and 1v1 it, which is super sweet. And it's part of why this works so well as a lead, because it guarantees that we can get rid of this Sneasler. That is pretty unfortunate, but as you can see with the damage from that crit, we can take 2 of those. Corviknight's job should be done here. So on this Honchkrow, we need to try to set up now to such that when the Heracross comes in, we don't die to it. So we have very specific means of wanting to kill this Honchkrow. Coming in for free there is kind of nice. So we have Rock Tomb over Rock Slide very intentionally. Because Kingler outspeeds -1 Honchkrow. Mineral Rock Tomb does 66, Mineral Flip Turn does 49, so it always dies to Rock Tomb into Flip Turn. And because we can't get crit, we can take any 2 attacks that are max rolled on the switch in, if he did not Sucker Punch there. So here we Flip Turn. Again, can always take that, because we can take one of these on the switch, the other one here, and then the Sucker due to Citrus, so all good. And then we send in Togekiss, which is not the most efficient way ever to kill a Palossand, but it is the most efficient way ever to kill a Heracross. Nice, that's extra efficiency, I suppose. Not necessary at all, obviously. So this was back calculating from, I want this. I want Togekiss already in when the Heracross gets sent out. And like I said, we are timid specifically so we outspeed the unmegaed Heracross, even though it has more speed than I do, more base speed than I do. So that the turn that he megas, when he's using the faster speed, I still outspeed and one-shot it and we're good to go. Looks pretty efficient to me. Togi going for the extra style points with the flinches. This does still always one-shot the Mega. Nice, that went pretty well. Pretty well, he says. That went pretty much as well as it could have. I guess we did get that crit on turn 1, but again, crits that fight didn't matter. It was functionally solved. Toritia, on the other hand, this fight has some stress. Because I'm less confident about the decisions the AI is going to make. So we're bringing... How many Mons do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I only have 5 Mons listed as being required. We're probably going to leave Corviknight here as a bonus option. It might be better to do that with Lantern as a bonus option. So we need Meganium and Gyarados. We do not need Togekiss. We want Drapion. We do not want Ceruledge, we want Clodsire. who's going to put in some work again. This mon is excellent. And I think I have the sides figured out properly. We're going to do the same thing that I've seen other people do here, where if the sides are switched, you reset. But what I'm expecting is that this Floatzel is listed in the first slot, so this should be on the AI's right side. So I am leading Meganium on first for me, which is on my left side, so the Meganium and the Floatzel should be looking at each other. That is what I'm expecting to happen. I was just planning this double battle and someone pointed out I was using Flame Charge on Cerulege and that it was banned. Yeah, unfortunate. I will not be. I'm not planning at least to use Cerulege in this fight. We do have to go back to the Nature's person though. Oh, almost got me. This Meganium sprite is so cute. Holy. Dodge here too. And once we get through this double, we'll be successfully to Fallarbor. Gotta remember to change to Flame Wheel this one. It gets Flare Blitz right away at 44. So I guess depending on how early you're talking. I got mine after Watson, so it was just Flare Blitz right away. Modest Triage, that is what we need. Giga Drain, Draining Kiss, Synthesis, Dazzling Gleam. On Triage, Modest. Not a Citrus Berry, we want a Miracle Seed. Gyarados. This is fine. Gyarados is going to be there to bait electric type attacks, and that is it. This one we're hopefully not even using. I'm not even going to... Is it breaking rules? It has a Citrus Berry. It's not breaking rules. It's good. Gengar needs to be timid with a Poison Barb. That is not the items menu. It's definitely... This is the fight that the first fight in a while that I think there's a legitimate possibility of me losing him on, just due to thinking about the fight wrong. I think my line seems reasonably good as far as I can see, but Double's logic is always a little more suspicious. Timid Poison Barb and its usual moves. Drapion, Adamant, Citrus Berry... Knockoff, Poison Fang, Bug Bite, Night Slash Greats. Clodsire the Goat, Poison Jab, Yawn, Earthquake, Rock Slide. Still rocking Water Absorb. He does need to be Adamant and Soft Sand, though. I think Lantern is a decent hybrid of like being useful in the fight if something goes very wrong, and also being like a contender for a sack if need be. I don't want to sack the Lantern, to be perfectly clear, but this is it's got that balance of like it could be useful in cases where like, because Raichu is going to be the last thing to die. Spoilers. And this can go very well if something has gone wrong near the end of sponging hits if it doesn't get crit, which is probably helpful enough. Modest, Miracle Seed, Triage, Giga Drain, Draining Kiss, Synthesis, Dazzling Gleam. Ice Fang, Aqua Tail, Crunch Bulldoze, sure. Intimidate, sure. Adamant, Citrus. Modest, Citrus, Volt Absorb is the key, and it's got its usual other moves. Sludge, Shadow Ball, Levitate, Timid, Poison Barb. Adamant, Citrus, no crit ability. Poison Fang, Knockoff, Bug Bite, and Night Slash. A Poison Jab, Yawn, Earthquake, Rock Slide, Water Absorb, Adamant, Soft Sand. Alright. That is the team ready to go. Man, my brain processed that I was gonna walk through this about 2 frames before I actually did, and had a minor heart attack, and then was like, just sort of immediately resigned itself to its fate. This is not the fight. That animation's kind of cool. I don't think I've actually seen that before. Why did it do no damage? Holy. Go-Goat truly is the goat. Ah, this is the mon with counter, isn't it? Yup. Okay, this seems fine. Pardon me. Good roll. No para, so we can get around the rest. Ah, dang it. Nice. We gave him a pretty sweet generic lead into random trainers because it's so bulky, and that priority makes it really hard to kill. Is Brian having war flashbacks? Oh no. Let's get that heal off. Repels on, yeah. This guy we can go around carefully. Okay, so we have done the team scroll already. We'll do a save here and so I can grab my calcs. Again, I do want to emphasize / clarify. My intention here is for my Meganium to be on the left, diagonally opposite this Floatzel, which in their slot 1 should be on my right. So I should see Meganium down here, and Floatzel in the top right. That's my understanding. And if that is not the case, then I'm allowed to reset to adjust, right? That's my understanding of how double setup works. I will hold for chat for a moment while I am uploading my save. All sounds A-okay to me. Perfect. I want to make sure we're doing the things properly. So you got this, Gyarados, Tori and Tia. And these guys are convenient in that it's like a true shared double, so all of the T-Mons are in one spot. Quick and convenient. Gengar, Drapion, Lantern. We trust in the notes. This is the only one today that I would say I'm actually a little nervous for. Trust, I'm doing my best. So the plan for turn 1 here is not super interesting. Meganium is just going to get Fake Out, its move doesn't matter. But Gyarados should bait the one-shot, which should trump Fake Out. So Gyarados is going to go hard Clodsire on the predicted Zippy Zap. So as you probably expect with leading with Soup here, we're gonna Giga Drain to one-shot the Floatzel. Giga Drain does always it does always one-shot the Floatzel. Perfect. I was gonna say what? It doesn't. The Miracle Seed was supposed to. And we're gonna take advantage of the opening that we're granting ourselves by guaranteeing that this Raichu, whatever it does, it's not gonna use Zippy Zap into the Clodsire slot. So we're gonna get Drapion in here. We've successfully stalled for a turn. In Claude's slot. Clodsire may be back later, if everything goes to plan. Both of these mons are capable of taking crit whatevers from Raichu. There were lines that I had a Gengar coming in here instead, so if the Raichu hit into my right slot, it was just immune to everything. It just didn't set up the rest of the fight as well. It is going to go into Drapion, okay. So this Gumshoes is the scariest mon individually, in how much of a threat it poses to both of mine. So we're going to double attack into the Gumshoes. Giga Drain plus knockoff from Drapion should always kill and both outspeed. Both of my mons can take any one crit from Raichu. And neither will be attacked by Gumshoes this turn. Nice crit Giga Drain on the Meganium, but it was not necessary. Take nothing from the Zippy Zap. Battle Armor is pretty good. So, this is a little bit awkward. It looks like Meganium would be really safe here. The thing that we are concerned about is if we get a max roll crit Facade, 39, and this Rabombi sorry, let's max roll crit Facade for 58 for 42%. We get a max roll crit Moonblast. This can be bad. So, hold on, is that 42? Let's double check the math, because I am at complete full health here. So worst incoming Raichu damage is 58. Maybe I can afford to stay with Meganium here. I may not anyways, but we'll check. Worst possible crit from Rabombi is Moonblast doing 85. For 143, and our Meganium has 138. So hedging against both Rabombi and Raichu, excuse me, doubling into Meganium and critting. Pardon me, I'm just going to have a swig of water. Hedging against that, we're going to switch out Meganium here. We certainly can use it to like work down the Raichu and whatnot, but opening up this, I'm pretty excited about Triage Meganium. And I'm not really willing to open it up to double crit like that. So instead, we're going to hard switch into Clodsire, which takes almost nothing from whatever Rabombi is going to do, and also only about 30%. So even if this gets crit on the switch in, it should only take about half. So we're going to pull Meganium out for hard Clodsire. Again, the AI can attack whatever it wants here. It's not seeing one-shots. And the Drapion is going to Poison Fang the Rabombi, which is a one-shot. Drapion having battle armor here made this line significantly easier on my brain. The double crit into the same mon is I couldn't bait things perfectly through this double, which I know is generally how you play them best. And so if you can't bait things perfectly, you need your two mons that are in to be able to take double random crit at all times. And Drapion can just do that, which is nice. So the Clodsire adjustments were for exactly this moment, where with Adamant Soft Sand it always one-shots Raichu, even in doubles mode. And we brought a Gengar because it is the only mon on my team that does not get dealt damage by ground type attacks and dies to no crits from Raichu. So we're gonna switch out our Drapion into Gengar. Sorry, this is Clodsire. We're gonna Earthquake with the Clodsire, and we're gonna go hard to Gengar on the Drapion. Clodsire only takes about 40% from a crit, and this one shots the Raichu. Okay, so that line I thought was bulletproof. Looks like it probably was. That's nice. That's some confidence booster. I want you to know that you just played around a 0.00038% chance. You know what? That's pretty good. I could not be more proud. That means a lot. Thank you, Muffins. That's what it's all about. Really happy to get the first, like, more difficult double done with that level of success. That feels really good. And we get rewarded with X Scissor. I think that's big for Drapion. Yeah, very, very nice. Okay. That's how you do it. God, I haven't done a hardcore Nuzlocke in so long. This game has been a blast to hardcore Nuzlocke. There is a very active community that is all, like, very self-interested in one another's runs, which has been quite fun to be involved with. On top of, like, the game is really good. I think Irv has done an excellent job with this. This is my first time Nuzlocking anything ever. And some of the, like, encounter layouts and stuff, I've just been having a really good time. So I would recommend it if you're considering starting up another hardcore Nuzlocke. It takes me forever because I'm slow as heck, but... Glass Workshop retired. Does he give me shit instead now? I figured it was time to move on. Here you can have this instead. A scope lens. Sniper scope lens Drapion? Anyone? I guess we're getting Wicked Blow, so we don't even need the scope lens later. But that's interesting. Probably not going to see much use here. We missed the haunch growth, but that's fine. Kind of incredible how much depth they have. I've been really surprised. It's really fun to try to make whatever encounters you get work too. Alright, I struggle with this at the best of times. Whew, we did it. And we did successfully make it to Fallarbor. Awesome news. Gator time. What's the gator? Oh, right, the Fralligator. I was gonna hatch a fire-type egg first. The battles. What are my next fights? My next fights are the hail fights, right? Or snow fights. I have 2 towns. The other one was gonna be Riolu. So if I have a document for this. I'm supposed to do Eevee when I get to Laveridge, which is not until after Flannery Split, or not until the end of Flannery Split. I'm supposed to do Riolu back in Verdant Turf, so I have access to Lucario now. I do a Fire Starter in Fallarbor. I have to get through the permanent snow route. Then I can get to Chimney, and before I'm doing these fights, I can hatch my Water Starter. That was the pitch. I figured a fire type might be more useful to have going into the snow route than a water type, considering how many I have. And I desperately want a fire fighting type. I still, this deep into the run, I guess Lucario is a fighting type, but Riolu or Gambling? I'm definitely going to do Riolu with one of them. Gambling is more fun, but I do want the Lucario. Mostly because I'm concerned about the lack of a fighting type. So we'll go hatch... Yeah, let's go hatch the Riolu. Lucario is a stud for these upcoming fights. Okay, that's another good reason to do so. I didn't need a lot of convincing, this was already the plan. So in Verdant Turf... Hold on, can I go up and down so I don't accidentally run out of the route? And then we can speed up. Now, what do you call a Lucario? Jalapeno. And I'm pretty sure we can just evolve this immediately, right? I've never not named it Riley. Oh, that's totally fair. Oh, right, you can do that weird prankster Riley stuff. I'm not gonna fuck around with that. I think this moveset, it's just a regular evolution, so there shouldn't be anything it doesn't get. Reversal, Copycat, Force Palm, it's level 30, so we'd have access to all of these anyway. Really, really pumped about Mach Punch. Also pumped about Detect. Okay, cool. Let's go dump the candies. And then go hatch a fire type. I'm hoping for any of the fire fighting types would be nice. Not super picky about which one. I think the Typhlosion line, such that I could end up with a Hisuian Typhlosion, might be kind of cool, though certainly a little redundant with Ceruledge. Fennekin, probably a bit of an L. Charizard, nah, I'm not really interested in Charizard, though I guess it does have a Mega. Also on the snow route, they all get defense buffs. It's ice types, right? Ice types get defense, but like 50%, same as like Sandstorm. Ape would be hype. I've heard Ape is like the biggest carry in the entire game. Like more so than Kingambit, more so than Ceruledge, more so than Togi. Ice types get physical buffs, yeah. Is the Ya to Ice types get physical buffs, or is the Ya to Ape is the biggest carry in the whole game? Maybe both. Probably both. Although I guess Matt made a good case for Lopunny. I'm not sure if I actively want Ape or not, because it's so apparent that it seems kind of overtuned. But you know what? I'll friggin' take it if I get it, you know? I'm not gonna look a gift Ape in the mouth. Especially after the Kingambit whiff. If you hatch Ape, I'm nerfing it and releasing 1.3 unfinished tomorrow. I've been told I don't even need to reset until I wipe, so I will drive this 1.2 based run into the ground. Lucario is slightly a special attacker, right? Like, I know he's mixed, but it is a little bit special leaning, and then the Mega is a little bit physical leaning. Probably not enough to worry about. Good to know for the defensive route, though. Using my own words again. Second me first user, I guess that means that the word here is a little less necessary. Work up is definitely banned. I don't think this gets anything other than Aura Sphere as a relearn. Okay, so we can leave that as is. Steadfast Inner Focus prevents Intimidate in this game, right? Yeah. So probably Inner Focus is what we want to leave it on as a default. And he's Steadfast. Oh, I did forget to look at the Riolu sprite. Dang it. At least that one was, like, Able to be checked out in Heart Gold Soul Silver. We can look. Holy crap, he's so high and mighty. He looks like he's got his chin tilted up. Really detailed sprite. My bad for screwing up the Riolu. Oh, do you know what else I missed? We didn't look at Sizzlipede, because I was going to wait to level him up until later so he could actually get a usable physical fire-type attack. Before Norman. He definitely looks like a bug. A very mustachioed one. Great excuse to put Cloudsire in the front for a truly excellent sprite. I do still like the Togekiss one better, but this is so good. Okay, and then we go back to Fallarbor. I don't think there's anything weird from the mart here, right? No. Say hi to Skitty. One of these houses has the starter eggs, I think. Ah, right, the Cosmo sequence at Meteor Falls. He is pretty cute. Shady characters, yeah. Move Tutor's house. I think it's in. I think I was in here. Don't even have 4 badges yet. Okay, so this guy gives me a dump of TM's post Flannery. Iriv did tell me about this in my casual run. Give you an egg for a fire type starter. I would like a fire type egg. Oh, right. I'm feeling a chicken egg. I'd be alright with that. Firefighting is what we're hoping for. And again, let's run vertically. Make sure we attach it in the route we're supposed to. A Score Bunny! What is this, mon? Score Bunny. Ah, not firefighting. This is Protean, right? Changes type to match move. Pyroball. Oh, 90% accuracy? That's rough. Double kick and sucker punch. He's pretty fast. He hits pretty hard. That's not too bad. Mudshot is a weird one to pick up. So is Bounce. It's basically a firefighting type. Oh yeah, Protean. You're right. You're right. Okay, I'll take it. Did say I'd take any of these. My understanding is that Protean has had some changes since, like, when I would have played with it, which is when Greninja was everywhere in Gen 5. I don't know what those are, but Protean does seem pretty sweet. Looks like he'll be stuck with double kick for a little while. That's not the end of the world. Has low sweep if I'd prefer that. Does it get like a close combat or something? Does it have like a good fighting type move? It doesn't really look like it. Low sweep, low kick, Aura Sphere. Yeah. Egg move maybe? Oh, high jump kick from egg moves. Okay, that's a big deal. That's pretty nice. It's not going to get that for a long time, but that's kind of nice. It's old Protean. Okay, I don't know what new Protean is, but I'm glad it's old. My cousin had a rabbit growing up named Twister, so we're going to name it Twister. Sunshine and Twister, and Twister was the friendlier one. That's also kind of rough because like high jump kick has that miss chance, and like egg moves are late. Maybe this is a wide lens high jump kick pyro ball mon. That's kind of cool. Dissing my boy Oshawott. I got nothing against Oshawott. Oshawott's great. Oh, let's check sprites before we level him up this time. We'll remember. He hogged the wide lens. Yeah, that makes sense. He's certainly kind of mono white, isn't he? He's also the size of me, which is much bigger than I was expecting. I think this one is a little bit weird. Gives me kind of like Undertale or Earthbound vibes somehow. I was expecting like a little smaller, a little cuter. Maybe I'm just a hater. I think the egg move tutor is like Lily Cove, right? It's not for ages. Sucker Punch, really nice on a Libero mon, actually. Or a Protean mon, I guess. Got that Psychic immunity? Like, you can bait them into a Psychic type move by being a fighting type and then go Dark for the immunity? That's nice. Guess any kind of type diversity across moves is really good on this mon. Hilariously, I suppose this could also be my normal air balloon for that one mon on Fantina. Bro, thank you very much for the raid. And those of you who are joining, hello. I'm not sure how many of you would have seen me around or not before. Gaming. Heck yeah, we are still gaming. We've just made it to Fallarbor and recently completed the last of the fights that I had prepped for today. We just hatched our first egg. We hit this really tall score bunny. Or this is not a score bunny. What is this one's name? Reboot. That's kind of funny, actually. And then I think I'm gonna try to do preps for probably like 1, maybe 2 of the snow route. We'll see how it goes. Thank you very much for the raid. How did yours go? Oh, this is here as a ground type move for Prairidia. That makes sense. Did my rain route boss with only 3 mons, pulled Dingo from Safari, Bandit from Mount Pirate, and a Alolan Sandslash from 122. That sounds pretty good to me. Congrats on the rain boss. You said tomorrow afternoon as well, right? That's kind of sweet. I will be looking for something to watch tomorrow afternoon. I got raid in the evening, but would welcome the entertainment while I do some... I gotta do some work docs tomorrow, which is not the most entertaining thing on Earth. And it's normal ghosts in this, right? That should be cool. There's got to be some weird things you can do for it. I can imagine Pulp being the pick for sure, but 11 or 12 Eastern. Awesome, that's perfect. I look forward to it. And I'm glad your rain route went well. Counter, we are not going to go with counter. Focus Sash counter might be sweet post-Wake, though. I would like to get a KO with Focus Sash counter at some point here. We'll see. Fake out, make it rain in doubles. Yeah, that does sound pretty sick. Never a bad fake out month. This is my first egg, yeah. My plan was to do a fire egg in Fallarbor, do the water egg when I get to Chimney, so there's just like the snow battles between me and my water egg, and then do my grass one when I get to Fort Tree. And I think he's probably going to be rocking a wide lens forever. Especially when he gets high jump kick. Alright, last of the new followers. He's now taller than I am by quite a lot. I guess it's mostly the ears. Something about this gives me Undertale vibes. I don't know if it's how thin he is this side and how wide he is this side. I can't quite put my finger on it. Or how he's just like slightly uncomfortably large in comparison. I don't know. Let's finish our candies. And then I'm gonna refresh the box and we'll see if we can prep like one more fight for today, probably. Voice is starting to go after the last couple of hours, and we did get through everything that I had prepped. But I don't think this first fight... Where did it go? I don't think this first fight looks too bad. Maybe I'm wrong and it'll be really bad once we start trying to do it. This did not have flip turn on anything, right? Dang. We're kind of looking to pick up a switch roast after getting switch roasted yesterday. Oh, we got a U-turn on this Darmanitan. That might be too dangerous someone to let U-turn, but there might be a switch roast there. That's good to know. That's dope. This run looks fun. I've been having an absolute blast. We're winning in switch roasts. We hit the Mawile that we wanted yesterday. That's pretty much the only encounter I really cared about. So yeah, things I would say are going pretty well. Go grab this save. Alright, and let's start doing a little bit of scheming. Who's the first one? So we could pivot and go back to Fantina. I still would prefer to leave Fantina alone for now. We don't need the TMs from her, so don't feel to be in a rush. Let's take a look at Kai. This is not where I want to do that. Focus Sash, Slowking, Lead. Looks like maybe like a Rostberry Drapion to start, perhaps. My sucker punching mons are Lucaria, which I don't really want to get burned. Actually, the Cinderace that I just got can't turn water type. Like we'd have to end up having to chunk the Scald on a dark type. If we go like Adamant Sucker Punch into Sucker Punch, that's kind of fun. Probably not the most necessary. Let's just start with this Drapion. Can't get crit, 2-shot. Do we keep Dugong out? We do keep Dugong out. We also keep Weevil out because of the Bug Bite. We probably want this to be X-Scissor if this ever does end up happening. So we're going to take 46 from a Scald, so we'd have a little bit over half health left. So this would still... This would see that it could come in if I had just over half. Because I don't 2-shot it with anything. So, see if we can do anything about that. If not, we're just probably going to get Dugong. If I'm at a little over half, this will see that it can't beat me with Ice Shard and loses to... Oh no, this will also see that it can win. So this we can get also. And also the Aurorus, although the Aurorus does not outspeed me. So if it's looking for outspeed and revenge kill, it's not. Outslow and revenge kill, so this is probably Aurorus. It has Ice Scales! Hot damn, you got a great pull! Ice Scales on a Steel type sounds kind of crazy. Like if Dugong is this good with it, speaking of which, here's Dugong being good with it. This is a mod I think we're gonna bring. I'm not actually sure if we want Ice Scales or Ice Body, though. Ice Body is HP recovery in snow. Is it like a 12th? One 16th. I think we probably keep Ice Scales. It totally is the goat. I can't wait for Assault Vest. I'm not sure where Assault Vest is. I think it's kind of late, if I'm not mistaken. Is it going to be here? No. Battle rewards? Dawn and Lily Cove. Okay, so it's alongside egg moves. It is later on. That's okay. So he goes Aurorus after Drapion. We probably go hard Dugong. How many crits can we tank? We can't tank 2 crits. We do outspeed. So we take 1 on the switch. We outspeed Scald. We take another. We then hit him with the 3rd. Can he go into his own Weevil for this? Looks like probably, because he could switch in on a Scald, outspeed me, hit me once. I can't shoot him twice beforehand, so it would be nice if we could find something on Dugong that prevents this Weevil from coming in. Oh, Signal Beam probably does it. What is the 9th roll? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is a 60. It does not see it gets 2-hit KO'd by this Signal Beam. That's pretty unfortunate. So otherwise we're looking for like a random fighting type attack probably. Do we get Rock Smash? We don't. Do we... Does Hidden Power fighting work for our purposes? That works. Lucario MVP this fight. Okay, I will look into that afterwards. It's looking like the initial plan is we knock off this Slowking, kill it afterwards. The AI can't switch into... It could maybe... I don't think the AI can switch out on this. It might be able to, but if it does on turn 1, that's totally fine. We just get the free knockoff damage. Dugong handles the Aurorus by itself without any issue. Dugong does not handle Weevil super well, but with the Hidden Power fighting, it can't come in. The Dugong mirror, this is very funny. It does look like my Dugong outdamages their Dugong because of Ice Scales versus Ice Body, but this is going to heal. So this is probably net 0 damage, and we need something better for this. Let's take a look-see at Lucario. We have Aura Sphere. We can also get Flash Cannon on it. So we're probably looking for... What is the... Let's go, like... Plus. Oh, we can get... Do we have Vacuum Wave? I feel like we have Vacuum Wave, so we don't even need to run Mach Punch. We can just be modest. Yeah, we do have Vacuum Wave, and this gets it, right? Back. Yeah, okay, that's pretty sweet. So we try that with Vacuum Wave. Save. Does this just beat Weevil? Yeah, it does. With the Vacuum... Oh, the Vacuum Wave, not quite. What if we're modest? What if we're modest Black Belt? So we can just hard switch into Lucario. We can take any crit. Can we take 2? We can not take 2. We can take any crit. We can scare it out. Or not scare it out. We can Vacuum Wave to win. Aura Sphere. Wow, that puts in work into the Dugong. And also, it annihilates the Aurorus. Okay, hang on a minute. Do I even need... We have to deal with the Slowking. That's the plan with the Drapion. Lucario does not one-shot the Dugong. It two-shots the Dugong. We can't get any more damage on it than this. We eat any crit. And then we kill it afterwards. Then goes into Weevil. We take Fake Out. So we need to take 11% plus a Surf crit. Which we do. We'd be low, but we do. We beat this with Vacuum Wave the turn after. He probably sees he's dead in Ice Shards. Can we take crit Ice Shard plus Fake Out? That's 28%. And crit Surf? We cannot. So if we get hit by crit Surf, crit Fake Out, crit Ice Shard, that's bad news bears. Not sure if that's worth playing around. So we then want to come in on this Dugong at pretty much full health. Or come in on whatever we're coming in on at full health. And then we can one-shot the Auroras as well, so we may not even need this Dugong. Dugong gets flip turn though, right? So I could go... If he goes into anything other than Weevil, I can go Dugong and then flip turn off of his Dugong, making sure that I'm slower. That gets Lucario in for free, and then Lucario can kill 3 Mons? That seems pretty solid. He can go hard Dugong. If he goes hard Dugong, there will still be this alive that can come back in on Lucario. And I don't think Lucario can do anything else about it, so we'd have to hard switch back into Drapion, taking probably Scald? We can then take a second Scald hit with Knockoff. So we probably want some additional padding for Slowbro. A little too much psychic damage. Is Wordeer okay for this, actually? Wordeer is Fur Coat, though, rather than Intimidates, or has access to Fur Coat. So does this handle the... Doesn't handle Slowking super well. But it does take the Weevil reasonably well. Probably not for this application, though. As long as Lucario doesn't get Frostbite from Ice Beam on the Switch. I'm really hoping I can get it in for free. I'm hoping that Flip Turn, like, if they have their Dugong out, I can go into my Dugong, Flip Turn onto their Dugong, and even if they see, oh, this Dugong mirror is going nowhere, that's fine. I out slow, and with Flip Turn we should be good. So the set, I think, is going to end up not even running Ice Beam. I think it's going to be HP Dark, Scald, Flip Turn, Rest with Chesto. The only concern, then, is that this Slowking can get out from my Drapion. Because the Dugong can't, right? Dugong comes in, eats 40, sees that it gets outsped, eats another 40, doesn't... Okay, so Dugong can't. Weavile can. It sees it eats X's are coming in... Oh no! No, it doesn't! If it's on turn 1, it can't switch in either. It'd only be after this gets a move off and it can't switch out from Hasbad odds anymore, its health is too low. Could it go Auroras? It could go Auroras. And if it goes Auroras, that's fine, we can go hard Dugong and whatever. This is like this still works to get Lucario in. But after Lucario's first kill, the Slowking is gonna come back out. So a backup answer to Slowking sounds appropriate. Meganium? Nah, it's got the Blizzard that can't miss. That's a little sketchy. Golisopod. Oh man, now that's looking pretty nice. Can't go into Dugong on the Golisopod. Can't go into Weevil on the Golisopod. Can't go into the Auroras on the Golisopod. There we go. That might actually be it. So if nothing can switch out on this, we do outspeed in spite of being slow as heck. We first impression into Razor Shell. Kill the Slowking. He goes into any Mon. Dugong should be... Can Dugong take 2 crits from anything? Because if it can't take 2 crits from Weevil, we need something else that can and can pivot into Lucario for us. We can take any 2 crits from Auroras. We can take like 1,000 crits from this. We probably can't take 2 crits from Weevil. Yeah, can't take 2 crits from Weevil. So this wants Flip Turn here. So, excuse me, in the world where we kill Slowking with this, he sends in Weavile. I have to have something I can send into Weavile, take the hit, take the second hit, and then pivot out so that I can get Lucario in. So 2 hits and a pivot move. Starmie's gonna die to Knockoff. My new Cinderace Oh, okay. This actually might be legit. Although Lucario then does have to take the hit on the switch, which is not ideal. Because we're gonna oh no, we don't outspeed. So I send this in, the knockoff, yeah, the knockoff crit probably does too much damage. Can I use Drapion for this? I can use Drapion for this, but it doesn't have a pivot move. There's no way Drapion learns U-turn. Right, that would be too cool for school. Yeah, okay. So what about my other Shell Armormon? Takes knockoff. How much damage am I taking with no item? There is our answer. We have this Kingler. Can the Weevil switch out on Kingler into the remaining 2 Mons? Mid 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is 76. 76 doubled should beat 144. And it does. So can't see that he can go Dugong. Definitely can't see that he can go Aurorus. So I think this line works then. We get the slow flip turn. Like, we hard switch into Weevil with intentionally with no item equipped. Take any hit, and then Aqua Jet out flip turn out into Lucaria, which then sweeps. One shots this with Vacuum Wave. One shots this with Aura Sphere. Does not one shot the Dugong with Aura Sphere. Eats any hit. I think also eats, so like, what if we are Frostbitten? We do 87% on the first hit, and then we get hit by the Ice Beam Frostbite. We don't need to do that much damage still. We would need to do like, probably 35 or so would be safe, and we can definitely still do that. Okay, time to write out the line. And then I think we'll give this a stab. I think this is going to be pretty straightforward. Kai. We need Dugong with Rest, Hidden, or follow my usual format. Sassy, Ice Scales, Chesto, Rest, HP Fighting, Scald Flip Turn, Lucario, Modest, Inner Focus, don't get wrecked by Fake Out, Black Belts, Aura Sphere, Flash Cannon, Vacuum Wave, Force Palm, should be fine. A Golisopod. Whatever this set was seems to work fine. Because it can switch into either of these 2 mons if it has to. Can take any crit from this. That should be fine. We'll definitely be bringing Drapion in the back if we need further Slowking answers. So Careful is fine. Silver Powder should stay for that first impression kill. Rock Slide, first impression. Sucker Punch, Razor Shell. And then Kingler with his standard Adamant, no item. Stomping T, Aqua Jet, Flip Turn, Rock Tomb. So for whatever reason, this Slowking magically has bad odds is out on my Golisopod, which it should not be able to do. Drapion is one method of killing it. What is another method of killing it later if we have to? Lantern seems like Lantern is a great choice. So I think we bring Drapion and Lantern as backups. Or Drapion is Adamant, Frostberry, Poison Fang, X Scissor, Night Slash, Knockoff, and Lantern. Finished May Prep, now I'm here to chill. Awesome! Really hyped to see that. So that's super exciting. I love being able to open the stream with like a reasonably exciting fight. I try to end like last time it was like, okay, we're gonna start off with Wally into Watson, and today we're gonna start off with Dawn. I guess my next stream is gonna just be some more of these homies, but that's okay. We'll end up with one on a chimney eventually. But it's always nice to start an exciting note. Bringing Kingler, this is an auto-win. You and Muffin's both big Kingler fans, and I totally see why. This one just does so many things that it's like, oh man, it takes 45 from that at max, so it can just come in, eat an extra thing, and then get you set up with either a flip turn for a fully free switch or one shot back or whatever. Mon's great. I think just this lantern setup should be fine. Modest. Citrus. Volt absorb. Actually, we can totally be water absorb on this for this fight. Discharge, T-Wave, Flip Turn, Scald, and Drapion we already have. So those are our 6 mons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the fight plan, turn 1, Golisopod, first impression into Slowking to trigger Sash. Take any crits. Hilariously, if he crits Psychics me, I just get Lucario in for free anyway, and then we can sweep early. Finish with any other move. Turn 2. So this we expect... What do we expect to come in on the Golisopod? Not much really looks good. Probably Aurorus? Aurorus? I don't think it matters. Hard Dugong on Aurorus, or Dugong. Hard Kingler. Was it Kingler on Weevil? Yeah. Hard Kingler on Weevil. If Aurorus... If it is Aurorus, our Dugong is too fast for this flip-turning shenanigans to work. Can I make this 0 IVs? Yup. Yup. 0 speed IVs. So if Aurorus or Dugong flip turn on out slow and flip turn on Dugong. If Weevil out slow and flip turn on Weevil with Kingler, on Dugong with Dugong. And then we've got Lucario Sweep is sort of the next step. Especially this Mega Seafoam Beard. I'm really excited to try out the Mega. Like, the typing, the huge speed stat is really exciting. The TMs, like, they can pick up, like, the hammer-arm close combat kind of stuff for coverage. I think it should scale really well into the late game, but it's been really solid pretty much since evolving. So, double-checking the Lucario Sweep, then. Aura Sphere, 2-hit KO Dugong. I guess the issue here is if we get the Ice Beam Frostbite now, when he goes into this mon, Vacuum Wave doesn't kill, so we have to tank a knockoff. And then the knockoff loses our black belt. So if we're frozen, the Weevil we need to tank a hit. If we've taken a crit Ice Beam, that'll leave us with 62% or so. And then we take a crit Icicle Crash after the freeze. This should still be fine enough. We have other pivots we can go into to freestyle this if we need to. Aura Sphere 2-hit KOs Dugong. Vacuum Wave 1-hit KOs Weevil. And also, let's say we're healthy with a black belt. Aura Sphere. What happened there? Oh, healthy. Aura Sphere one-shots the Dugong, or the Aurorus as well. So we'd prefer not to bait out the Dugong with our Galissapod, which I think is the one we're the least likely to bait out, which is excellent news. To say nothing of Tough Claws, yeah, Is it forced to have Tough Claws when it megas? It is. So notably, we do lose the crit immunity. I guess with a mon like this, though, you're not... That's not so much what you're looking for, huh? Ah, this mon is so cool. I hope I don't lose Kingler before we get to that point. Okay, so... let's get the team together. So Dugong, Lucario, Galissapod, Kingler. I have Drapion and Lantern in the party already. As backup mons, so Dugong, where's my stat editor? Dugong needs 0 speed. So we are at 59 speed. Which means we outslow the Aurorus. Perfect. Sassy, Ice Scales, Chesto. Oh, we need the HP fighting as well. Dang it. Oh, we're gonna have to reset the speed down, which is a little awkward. I don't remember what the minimum speed stat you can have with Hidden Power Fighting is. We might find out. Hidden Power is higher in the list, I think. Does this game have the feature where Hidden Power shows you the type in the party menu? It does. So, I think it's based on the odd-numbered IVs, if I remember right. I haven't done IV adjustment since like Gen 5 days when I was the most serious. So I'm going to try to just zero this out and see if the Hidden Power stays fighting. It might need to be a specific number instead. It does stay fighting, okay. I thought that was how that worked. And then we need Flip Turn on it instead of Ice Beam, which looks a little weird, but it is what it is. The Lucario needs to be modest. I think it already is. No, serious. Needs a black belt while I'm here. IV adjustments, Pug. You know it. I've seen you do it a few times. I think you're the only other person I've seen bother. But then I guess like the cases that you needed are pretty rare. Let me give this flash cannon also. Don't see a world where we're clicking flash cannon here, but probably a decent move just to have on it and then forget about. Also need to put vacuum wave. Bait kills and doubles, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Trick Room also makes a lot of sense. I remember doing lots of Trick Room shenanigans. I was a big fan of Trick Room back in my competitive days, so that I completely believe. The doubles baiting is something to keep in mind. I pretty much only ever use it for speed tiering, but that is super worthwhile. The Golisopod, I believe our Golisopod is currently Silver Powder Careful already. Rockslide First Impression, Sucker Razor Shell, yep. Kingler, we need 0 item. Adamant is fine. Subbing Tantrum, Aqua Jet, Flip Turn, Rock Tomb. All we need is Flip Turn. Drapion, we wanted to put a Rost Berry on it so that it can tank the Slow King if need be later. And it wants Poison Fang, X Scissor, Night Slash Knockoff. We did just get X Scissor as a TM. Nice that Kingler can pick this up, and Golisopod too. Very sweet. Kingler really does learn such a range of TMs. And then Lantern, I think, is exactly the same Lantern we started off with. Modest, Citrus. This needs to be switched to Water Absorb. That is the only change. What is this? I can't get an encounter here, can I? Does this guy give you dig? No, he just tells you about the desert thing, okay. I know this guy gives you roar. And there, I think, is our first battle. Let's make sure that is, in fact, the guy we're looking for. That is Kai, yep. Alright, one more scroll through to compare against the notes. Silver Powder, Careful Golisopod. Slide First Impression, Sucker Razor Shell. Standard Lantern, Discharge T-Wave, Flip Turn Scald, this time with Water Absorb, Citrus Modest. Adamant, No Item Kingler. Shell Armor, Summoning Tantrum, Aqua Jet, Flip Turn Rock Tomb. Drapion has Poison Fang, X Scissor, Night Slash Knockoff, Battle Armor, Adamant Rostberry. Lucario, Black Belt, Modest. Steadfast needs to be Inner Focus. Aura Sphere, Flash Cannon, Vacuum Wave, Force Pump. Dugong with Hidden Power Fighting, 59 Speed. Ice Scales, Chesto, Sassy. And we're back to Golisopod. Okay, so we've already done the team scroll for the sake of legality. So from that, we're going to make the change that this guy has Inner Focus. I think that should be okay. I guess we'll do the scroll just to be extra the case. You can get an encounter there after Mirage Tower. Oh, that's cool. This is maybe too fast. Shit. I will go back and talk to the kid, see if he gives me dig. I don't expect to ever actually click the move dig. But completion is completion, right? Nice. I'm pretty sure this hack has the switching thing where if it sees that you're using dig and it has a good switch in or something that is immune to dig, it'll take advantage of that, and that freaks me out a little bit. Alright, let's try to go get Kai, which this was a very fast cook on stream. We'll see how well this goes. Just after starting this fight, I realized that all of these calcs had the weather set to none. I guess we have three ice types. All of them are taking special attacks. Hopefully, it doesn't matter. I used dig one time in my run and lost 3 mons. Oh no. We don't care that Peanut is going to fall asleep here. That is sloppy. That's because it's getting a little bit late and I've been streaming for a while. But it's certainly sloppy. What do we get in here? Auroras. That's fine. We mostly just didn't want to see Dugong. Outslow and flip. This is why we have 0 speed IVs on the Dugong. So we go hard Dugong. Take whatever. And then we want to slow flip turn into Lucario. Healthy. Thank you. Don't stress me out like that. So this should be 3 one-shots. Oh, it should be 1 shot on this, a 1 shot on the Weevil, and a 2 shot on the Dugong. We would prefer to see Weevil first here. Goodness, that's a long cry from the Auroras. Not sure which one we're going to see. We'd prefer the Weevil. That's fine. So we would prefer to not be frozen here. Or frostbitten, rather. I don't think it matters. We get surfed anyway, perfect. Man, can you imagine how long this would have taken with the animations if we both had leftovers Ice Body Dugongs? Alright, let's be super mega careful here. So I have 72 health. I one-shot this Weevil with Vacuum Wave. So knockoff doesn't actually get off. Ice Shard doesn't kill me. Fake Out doesn't kill me. And the Fake Out doesn't work because I have Inner Focus anyway. So this seems like a very clear Vacuum Wave to me. Nice. Easy fight. Lucario literally shows up, immediately gets 3 kills. Crazy. That mon's pretty good. Oh, this Fish's Wren thing. I'm gonna have to look. I know this is handled weirdly by the code, so I might have to look this up before we're doing this one. Ah, crepes. This route has some spicy guys. I'm definitely not gonna do these two tonight. I think I need more brain than what I have left. We can take a brief look at this. I think this is gonna require me looking up how the scoring works for Fish's Run though. Oh, you're getting ready for bed. Okay, in that case, this is an excellent wrap-up time. Let's go back to the Pokemon Center. I like trying to log out in those if I can. Get ready for the bear to... Oh, right, it gets the speed thing, right? Slush Rush? Yeah. Does it just die to Lucario? Probably not if the comment is to get ready. Oof. Oof. That is unfortunate. Chople doesn't help because he just earthquakes. Tough. How the frick are we gonna handle that nonsense? It's kind of weird. It's like almost a Gengar, maybe Slowbro. Night Slash still sucks. This is a problem for the Pockies of tomorrow and Thursday. So we're going to save here one more time, and then I'm going to wrap stream up. Is anybody going to be starting something up themselves? Because if so, if you do so, I'll just give you a raid. If not, though, I will just hop off here. You have a good one as well. Thank you guys for attending, as always. Much appreciated. I will probably be back streaming on Friday. If not, it'll be some point over the weekend. I'll start mine up. Awesome. I will just linger here for a moment so that I can shunt everybody over to your stream as soon as you get it fired up. Friendship is super effective. The power of friendship did work really well into that very first double with all the electric types. So I have faith that it'll be good here too.
Cap is a...
We're gonna linger for a moment to raid Michael's stream, and I think you were gonna be doing encounter spam, right? Those are always such excellent like chill out and vibe streams. Yeah, one more fight than planned today though. That's nice. I think I'm probably gonna try to get both, like all three of the remaining ones of these prepped before Friday, or if not before the weekend. Probably then need to take a pause. So like maybe this is Fridays, these three, and then we pause and I like prep all this nonsense over the weekend, and we do this on Saturday or Sunday. We'll see. All right, I see Michael has gone live. Let's go find the raid button. Again, I can't remember exactly when the raid kicks in, so thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you on Friday or over the weekend. Good luck with the encounters, Michael. I hope you manage to get it such that you can pull them on you want out of Victory Road. Did I misspell your channel name? What the heck? Following? There we go. This one's alright. Thanks again, guys.